All right. Let's do it. We're going live. We're live. Hello. Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Oh, I need my pop-out chat. Hold on a sec. Well, there we go. I knew there was something I was forgetting to do. There we go. Right, Control Plus. Oh, yes. Yep. Oh, you're not audible either. Hold on. Where are you? Where the hell is your audio output? Oh, there. There we go. And yes. You're still not audible. All right, hold up, everyone. Caradog is not audible. Why? Oh, I know why he's not audible. It's because I moved my headset to a different USB port, and OBS is not smart enough to realize when you've moved someone to a different USB port, because whatever. There we go. You should now be audible, Caradog.
I would reply, but people couldn't hear me.
There we go. You are now audible. Also, I've got Discord notifications in the background. I'm going to... Why is Discord not in... Oh, it's... Yeah, I know why that is. Hold on, everyone. Hold on.
Oh, Discord does seem to randomly go streaming, not streaming, streaming, not streaming, streaming, not streaming.
I had a second account open, and the second account was open in browser, so it wasn't able to detect, auto-detect streamer mode. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go. Right. Hello, everyone. Caradog's lips are moving. Yes. You see a switch? You do see a switch. There's a switch in the background. Let's see. Chris Kingan, thank you for the $20. What's better than spending some time with Graham and Caradog on a weekend? Nothing. Thank you very much. That's a compliment and a half. I greatly appreciate you, Chris. Hello, hello.
Is it Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah. Blink rapidly if they're blink rapidly if you need help.
Clap twice if you're being held against your will.
I'm splitting my attention already. Ben Laird, hello, hello, how's it going? Noel, hello, welcome back. The technical difficulties, no. Right, potatoes. Yes, there will be potatoes. I've got I'm
Wasn't that a name
yet, but I've got
someone's web show?
I don't know, was it?
I can't remember. I did.
What was what? Sorry.
Technical difficulties or the technical difficulties.
The technical difficulties was a name of a game show troupe from Tom Scott.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's the badger.
Yeah. And bam. Yep. I have Dreamcast VMUs to play with today. So we've got.
Did you just go eBay job lot? And you've got another 1,000 arriving over the course of the week.
No, I went eBay and bought 2 individual ones.
Okay.
They're about. I think I got one for £10 and one for £12, or the other way around. Not sure which one. But yeah, so I haven't tested this one yet. This one definitely works. Mode, or did I take the batteries out? I think I took the batteries back out again. Oh, no,
this one definitely works. Oh, maybe not.
So yeah, this one this one works, and so it's got some random person's saved games on it. There's something in Japanese there. So yeah. So this one works. I need to let's sleep again. I need to put the batteries in this one and see if this one works. And then one of these ones, I think this one, I'm going to transplant the potato from this dead one. This is the dead one. I'm going to transplant the potato into this one and see if I can recover my old saves from 15 years ago for the lols. So that's
and then play with your chows.
I was never into the chow garden. I these days.
Wow. Don't let Andy hear you say that.
I know. Today I probably would do the whole chow garden thing if I were playing Sonic Adventure 2 all over again. But back when I first started playing Sonic Adventure 2, I was like, chow garden, who cares?
Because you're playing as an angsty teen.
I don't know, man. I think it was probably just because. Here's a hot take. Well, no, this isn't a hot take. This is just the harsh truth. Sonic Adventure 2 isn't actually very good. Anyway, before
I don't know. It's better than Forces.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
It's better than Sonic 06.
Yes. Okay, it's better than a lot of Sonics. However,
in the scale of 3D Sonics, it's probably one of the best. But that's not particularly saying much.
Yes, true. Yes, this is true. Anyway, before we lose all of our viewers for these hot takes on Sonic games, we should probably talk about other stuff as well. But yeah, I've got various things to play with on stream today because that seems to be something I think that's...
You need to keep your hands busy.
Yeah, that as well. But also, I think it might be just an interest thing. Is just if I while we're doing these podcasts, because there's always stuff kicking around that I need to have a tinker with. That's not really worth making a video about, but I need to fiddle with it and just sort of experiment and go, is this a thing that I'm going to try and do or what? And I'm like, I may as well sit and do them while we're doing these podcasts as a talking piece and just as a show and tell thing.
Yeah. I need to give you this at some point. So
Kindle.
On stream you can replace the battery in it.
The battery? Okay. Not the jack.
The jack also possibly needs replacing, but the battery definitely needs replacing.
Okay.
Because if you apply any voltage to the battery whatsoever, it instantly spikes to 4.5 volts.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
So it just effectively goes open circuit, and it's just like, that battery is toast.
Yeah. It's probably not that difficult to do because you
isn't.
Pop the back off.
Well, you pull this bezel is glued, and you just pull that, and then buzz out the screws down here, and then the circuit board flops out.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
I did it and then reassembled it and was like, my attempts at fixing this did not work. I will need to buy a battery.
Okay, yeah. And now you're just like, I can't be bothered to do it again. Oh yeah, by the way, I've got the mug and I've got the fun shirt on. So just so people are aware.
Jumper. Is it a jumper?
Oh yeah, sorry, jumper. Yeah.
It actually looks like it's reasonably quite nice.
It is. I'd possibly call it a jersey. I think that might be the term for it. But, yeah.
Interesting wee little factoid. There's a jersey, a Guernsey, and did you know there's also an Alderney? As in styles of jumpers. I
see. I thought you meant like places. And I'm just like, yes, I kind of did know that.
No. But a jersey is a specific style of jumper from Jersey. A Guernsey is a specific style of jumper from Guernsey. And then there's an Alderney, which is a specific style of jumper from Alderney.
Very well. There we go.
Yes.
Welcome to Two Guys Talk Tech, everyone.
And jumpers, apparently.
We've got a great show for you today. Let's see. Ben Lade, thank you very much for the £5. How you do? I've already said hello to you, but hello again anyway. Let's see. Did I catch the Scallies that were playing out back on Thursday? I believe during that, I did see them going back into what looked like a garden a few doors up, which kind of connects in. So I actually suspect that they were allowed to be there. As such, I did not confront them. I opted not to. So yeah, that is a sort of. However, that was resolved. So the mug needs to be reproduced and sold on the store. I don't want my merch to be meme merch.
Well, see, then you have to get around to making proper merch.
Yeah, I guess.
The other thing you need to do is engage an actual designer.
Yes, that definitely.
Like maybe Tom. Other Tom.
Tom from Netplay, Tom. Not that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Possibly. Is he doing graphic design these days? I mean, I haven't spoken to him in years.
No.
I don't even know how to get hold of him.
I will speak to him next time I am.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Because I spoke to him in passing about it last time when Netplay was still a thing. But the problem was we were kind of sort of I didn't know what I wanted or anything. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. We'll think about it. Yeah, we'll think about it.
Because that can be your serious stuff. And then there can be a special link hidden in the, contributors chat for meme merch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll consider that then.
It can be a membership perk or something daft.
Oh no.
As a perk of your membership, you can spend more money with me.
That's terrible, Muriel.
I mean, that's how mobile games work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a big old burn. Sorry, I'm looking for screwdrivers. That's a big burn. That is.
See, Chris is on board.
He is. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Wait, do you mean a wallpaper of my face as in for your computer? Or the thing that one pastes on their actual house? Because one of those is an obsession and one of those is a giggle.
Which one's which?
I'll leave that up to you. Oh, apparently I have missing directories. Oh dear.
Anyway, yeah, thank you very much, Spud. Oh, God
Wait,
damn it. I'm trying to open up this heckin' Mac Mini and it's got security talks on it and I don't have the right bit and I'm trying to mash it and I'm like, I'm actually going to have to go and buy the correct bit for this. That's frustrating.
Did Spud super chat twice?
No, I think I just said thank you for the super chat, Chris, when actually it was Spud because I walked off screen as it went up and I wasn't
The
reading
reason
it.
I ask is because I have 2 super chats from Spud showing on my chat.
Oh, I'm only seeing one. So,
YouTube's broken.
So yeah, Spud Nugget, if you super chatted twice, then you'll have to speak up because I'm going to assume not otherwise. Anyway, thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, Postal's gonna go and fire up his VMU. At the very least, check if you've got any Dreamcast VMUs. Check your VMUs because one of these extra ones I bought had heckin' corroded batteries in it, man. Thankfully, it was the top cell that had burst, so it hadn't gotten into the device. But I saw, like, as soon as I took the back off, I saw marks and was just like, oh, are you kidding me? Another one?
Oh, no.
But thankfully, it hadn't gotten into it. So the actual inside of it is in good nick. Something's beeping and I don't know what.
Was it the VMU because you were pulling out the battery?
Yes. It was literally the VMU because I was unscrewing the back cover. Thank you, Caradog. That was I'm tilted today. I'm tilted because it's been a day of annoying customers. And you ever have one of those like
so when are you hiring someone so you never have to speak to a customer again?
It's not that simple, man.
It is. That's what staff are for.
Yeah.
Give them the work you don't want.
Like I'm perking myself up for the podcast, but you ever have one of those days where you just sit and you're just kind of miserable all day because you're just like, why are people so stupid, man? Why is the general public so stupid? It's frustrating. And you're working on a computer and you're like, I'm doing my best to care and take some pride in my work, but I know full well that the customer is not going to care and is just going to be like, good, it's fixed. And you're like, I worked really hard on that, just so you know. You know, it's been one of those days, you know. But yeah, it passes. It comes and goes, you know. What are you thinking, Caradog? Or are you just?
Yeah, just.
I'm not sure if you're in agreement.
Coming to a professional service and then going, no, I know more than you.
Yeah.
The people who get paid to do this as a job.
Yeah, it's a mixture of that and also just the people who you say to them, don't call me, I'll call you. And they just keep ringing up saying, is it done yet? And I'm like, no, it's not done yet because I haven't called you, you know. And I actually had someone who called up again this morning and I was just like, no, it's not done yet. However, I'm anticipating it being done within the next couple of hours. I'll call you back. And then a couple of hours later, I called them back and I called them back to say, right, it's going to be ready to collect on Tuesday. We've got to get through some progress bars, burn test, etc., etc. Be ready to go on Tuesday. And they said, oh, I'm actually outside the shop now. And I'm like, well, it's almost like I said I'd call you. It's not done. Go home, you know. And they're like, oh, I'll go. And I'm like, yeah, come back on Tuesday. I'm not going to be sorry that you've wasted a trip because I said I'd call you. Oh.
That's
On the plus side,
awful.
shout out to Saeed, who owns the computer that I was building on Thursday. He was an absolute gem. Pleasure doing business for him. So yeah, he was. He did make me feel very good about myself this week. Just from a perspective of he was really chuffed with work done. He was really happy with Thursday night's stream, and he was very happy with the computer. And I'm like, I feel good about my job today, you know. So
he was very, very pleased with all of the added excitement.
yes. But right, okay. I'm not going to sit here and bitch and moan though. That's not what we're here to do today. Even though now and then some people love a good bit of, some people like. There's a little bit of moaning where you're just like, yeah, dish, dish, dish. But after a while, it just becomes a bit toxic. It's a poison. It's like alcohol. A little bit of it is fun, but too much of it, and you just make yourself miserable.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michael Martin, thank you very much for the £5. Good afternoon, lads. I try to drop them when you can. Love the channel and Adam's videos on board repairs. He's a good guy, Adam. I know him well. Keep up the great content. Right. You ordered a DIY transistor tester. Nice, DP Custom. That's, yeah, one of these boys. They're good fun. Enjoy building it, and I hope it works. Oh, yeah, that came up earlier on. Looney Tunes. We said it before. What's Caradog's mic called? What mic have you got, Caradog?
It is the Samson S09U. No, it's the Q9U. That's it. I forgot. Letters are hard.
Discord made you slightly robotic for a moment there. So just as we were saying sort of, oh yes, what mic have you got, Caradog? You were just like, this mic is a really good one, kind of thing.
I find that hilarious because there's literally a roboticized button on the interface.
Oh no.
I got. I can't use it at the moment, but still.
Oh yeah, because you're on, yeah. Are you going to switch over to XLR now you've got an interface?
I will do, yes, but I need to work out stuff and things because I made the wild assumption that plugging the microphone into a interface would mean the microphone worked.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Huh.
So I'm not sure if something's broken.
So you connected an XLR cable from your microphone to the interface, and you're not getting output.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Or I am getting output, but the only output I'm getting will be a brief flash that is at like 4,000 decibels.
Odd.
And it's just like, something is very unhappy there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to unpick where this has gone wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like something is set to high gain or a boost or something that's just overwhelming that's just saturating the outputs or something, and it's just cutting or limiting or something. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the fact that it's just not doing it. It's only doing like a random sort of spike of it, and then it won't do anything for a while.
Something to do with phantom power, maybe a lot of people are suggesting. Yeah. That sounds like a good place to start looking, yeah.
Yeah. It should be on by default because you select the type of microphone on the interface.
Well, does your mic require phantom power? Because it's a dynamic mic, so it shouldn't need phantom power, right?
So that's what I'm saying. So selecting the different types of mic, none of them make any difference.
Ah, okay.
So one that by default has phantom power and one that doesn't, it doesn't make a difference.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
So it's just like, huh.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So yeah, I will fiddle and work out what it's doing.
Very well then. Yeah. Dave Weldon. So at the end of it all, what did the customer do with the old case? They left it with me. So I've got that old case and it's now sitting just as a carcass to one side. And I'll, at some point when I'm bored, I'll detail it and just clean it all up so it's nice again. And I might use it. I'm planning to do a hardline water-cooled build for a show PC. and I might use it for that because it's I want to. It's too big for anything else that I'd like to do. However, big cases are great for water cooling, especially if you want to do a show build where it doesn't matter if there's lots of open space because I can just fill that with, you know, a ridiculously oversized reservoir and stuff like that for no reason but to have more columns of liquid and bits that go round and flow indicators and stupid stuff that you don't need.
And it needs to have a helix in it that lights up with RGB.
Exactly. So yeah. So yes, that's probably what I'm going to do with it. So you don't do much audio stuff. What's XLR? XLR is the name for professional microphones. Yeah, I was going to say, can you show off? Yeah. You see that little 3-pin connector on the back of Caradog's mic? That's XLR. And that's the interface that you'll see on professional audio equipment. Yeah, that's more or less the universal interface for professional audio equipment to hook up.
In plug. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's got big old plugs on it like that are designed to have really long cable runs with no loss on them and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what is the Mia Khalifa joke? It's just one person, so they might be trolling me. But if there's an in joke, I have to know because this Mia Khalifa joke came up on the stream, and it was also a comment on the stream. Is it just one person just going Mia Khalifa, okay hand sign, joy emoji? You know?
Yeah.
I need to know. It's driving me mad. Let's see.
It doesn't have to know.
Postal, you found your Shenmue 1 save on your VMU. That's a good find. And House of the Dead and Crazy Taxi. Those are all good things.
I remember playing Dead on PC for a while, kind of not quite understanding the port because they literally just direct ported the arcade game to PC. And I was
Did you
like,
play it with a mouse?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, but it was literally the arcade game, so it was expecting you to put money into it somewhere.
Could you not just press start to?
Not on like the version I got, no. And I was just like,
yeah,
this is a useless version, my friend. You bastard! Why did you do this to me?
Like, what am I going to do? Stick a pound coin in my DVD drive? You know?
DVD drive?
Oh, okay. Your CDRW.
Basically.
Mike White, thank you very much for the £5. Go buy yourself your favourite alcoholic beverage and how I left the EK kit on view to wind Caradog up. No, I've left it there because I haven't fitted it yet. And I really want, I'll bring it in and stroke it again just to make everyone jelly. And just because it feels nice. There we go. There we go. Soon TM.
I still can't believe the fact that it was faster to buy that from Amazon US than it would have been to get it from EK themselves.
Yeah. What was it like? 2 days? 3 days? 2 days? Yeah, 2 days import from America to the UK via Amazon. Nuts. I mean, we paid like $70 postage, so I bloody well hope it would be up in a timely fashion. But yeah, I think that's what the $70 was. They obviously put it on a private jet and just flew it across specifically to Dorset and dropped it out on a parachute or something. And then just somewhere there was an Amazon man who was just told to go and stand in a field with his hands raised up to catch it. You know?
Yeah.
But yes. Either way though, yes, it's the video on it soon. What am I waiting on for that? I'm just waiting on free time. Yeah. Yeah, just waiting on free time.
Your cameras are very wobbly today.
My camera's wobbly.
You nudged the desk and both of them went,
Yeah, a little bit.
Are they just resting on the monitor?
Yeah, they're just sitting on the monitors. So yeah, I need to mount a bar up there so there's a solid bar because the desk has got some wobble to it, but it's not too bad. However, when that wobble goes up the monitor mounting arms and into the monitors, it amplifies everything into a big old wobble. So, bleh. So, and also apologies, I did mean Graham. Your single brain cell died. That's all right, Michael. Thank you for another £5 for your correction. That was not necessary, but I appreciate it anyway. I was only joking when I said I knew Adam. That's all right, man. I appreciate you. You
I
want the mug
do
deep?
kind of want one of those EKAIO, but at the same time, I'm like, but why though?
I was going to say, you've got custom EK water cooling anyway. You've got the better thing. Or is it that you're actually are you actually thinking that you want the RGB fans? Is that what you want?
Really. Not really.
No, not even slightly.
No.
No.
I want the RGB. I want the RGB pump block from the non-elite one.
Yeah.
On the elite one because I think it looks better.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah.
Just the frosted white plastic.
Yeah.
I think that frosted white plastic.
I'm going to bring up a picture because I'm sad. I mean, they changed it because the elite has got a massive pump on it. Hang on a sec. EK 360 Elite. I'm going to bring up pictures just so you guys can tell what we're talking about because it is kind of a bummer that it got changed. So there's that. And there's the DIGB one. So open image in new tab. And open image in new tab. Yeah, here we go. So split display capture. So can I? Oh, I'm kind of putting this off screen. Okay. Well, anyway, there's the pump. So you can see it's got a solid one. Then the old one had this pump on it, where the whole thing was like a prism. But the Elite has a solid one on it because it's a big ass new pump. It's still got some RGB around the sides, but like it doesn't have that big just prismatic block, which does look pretty swish. I'll give you that. But yeah, that's what we're talking about there. However, I'll kind of accept the non-prismatic one because the pump, according to the specs, is like, well, the RPM is twice as high, up to twice as high on the Elite. And pump speed is king for AIO performance. So yeah. Let's see. H100XT was throttling on Cinebench. New paste, fans out to the radiator, change the temps. Sounds like you just had a bad mount there, Alexander. That's what it sounds like to me. That sounds like just a bad mount. Because changing your thermal paste shouldn't make that much of a difference. And the only time I've seen it make that much of a difference has been with a bad mount. Case in point was on Thursday when we were rebuilding Saeed's computer because on his one we initially built it up and the CPU was just bouncing up to like 60 degrees in BIOS. And everyone was like, that ain't right, man. There's something wrong with that. And we remounted it and it dropped down to 23 degrees. So yeah, just a bad mount, I think. So yeah. That's no pump. Back in the day, we used to use Eheim pumps. DNA Electronics, I am with you on that one. When I do my hardline project, I'm going to dig out all the photos of my old Danger Den Maze 3 kit. If you know Eheim pond pumps, you probably know Danger Den Maze 3. I was there, man, and I had it. I had it all. What have you been looking at, Caradog? Because you've done that sort of gone quiet because you've spotted something that intrigues you thing. We've also lost your audio completely. Yep, you're gone. I've lost you. You've mixed yourself out of existence. Well, keep talking.
Hello?
Oh, there you go. You're back. You're back.
Apparently, the mute switch wasn't actually popping up. I don't know.
Oh well.
Who knows?
Right. Welcome
Someone
back.
said they could see the EKAIO on eBay, and I was just like, oh yeah, I wonder if it's actually available from there. And then was flicking through, couldn't find the Elite, but found someone selling a EVGA 1080 Ti, £18. And I was like, And then it was like,
What's the catch?
you keep scrolling through all the photos of graphics cards, and then the final one is a picture of the fans for it. And I'm like,
so they're selling the fans for a
they are
1080.
selling replacement fans for an EVGA 1080 Ti,
Fair enough.
but showing photos of the graphics card, not the fan.
I wonder if that's bot bait, scalper bait. You never know.
I guess, but it
Although
was certainly.
you'd imagine you'd scalp if you were baiting, you'd bait for a modern card, wouldn't you? So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right, I've got to catch up with chat again. Where were we? Right, let's see. I wonder if the copper vase is a direct import from the Supremacy Evo model on that AIO. I have no idea is the answer to that one. I don't know much about the, well, I mean, EK make blocks, so I'm sure they've custom made the entire thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, because EK do manufacture that.
Yeah, so I would imagine
it was purely the case. I was just like, oh yeah, do they only design it and then ship off and manufacture?
Yeah.
But no, I think they do make as well.
That's also one of the things that one of the reasons why when you said, oh, you should get an EK, I was like, actually that'd be cool because it's not just another Acertech rebrand. Because most of the other ones, it's a case of they're all the same. It's just all Acertech, man. And it's just all the same. You know, people go sort of, oh, what about this one? What about that one? And I'm like, yeah, they're all very nice, but they're all the same. Who cares, man? The only difference is what fans you've got on it, basically. That's basically all the only thing you're getting. And yeah, so that's kind of, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I really like AIOs. However, from a design perspective, they're really boring because there's just not a lot out there. And I blame that entirely on Acertech because of patenting. They've basically made it so no one else can do anything, which in a way is what makes the Arctic liquid freezer so interesting. Because while I'm not a big fan of the liquid freezer, but I will concede that it's a very interesting model. It's very interesting in what they've done and how they've done it and how they've circumvented the patents. So
yeah, absolutely. It's also, it's just the only thing that makes me slightly sad about custom loops, how expensive the how expensive press combos are.
You're cutting out slightly. You know, I'm missing like every other word.
Oh.
Okay, right. Do you want to try that again?
It's called disagrees, which is confusing me.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
I was saying that pump res combos, the price of them.
Okay, yeah.
Just because you're looking at like £100 starting.
Yeah. How much is just a pump then?
I don't know. I didn't look because I was wanting to get, a combo.
Yeah. £100 for a pump res combo is depressing. I feel like it absolutely should not cost that much, but I'm not sure. It's one of the things that, because that's the problem with custom water cooling is just the price just keeps a lot of people away. You're looking at like £200 or £300 for a custom loop setup, and £200 or £300 is a tough pill to swallow when a £70 air cooler will more or less give you decent temperatures as well.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it was the it was only because I was looking, and you can buy like 4 or 5 radiators for the price of a pump res combo.
4 or 5 radiators. How much is a 360 mil rad then?
The ones I was looking at, I was buying them for like €19.
€19? Is that like for an EK one or just a cheap?
That's Alpha Cool ones.
Oh, Alpha Cool. Yeah, so a recognized brand then. Yeah.
Yeah.
€18. Damn, bro, that's nuts. Yeah.
Because it comes in a damaged box.
Sure. Who cares about the box? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Also, hello, Kimbo there. And yes, I've got the jumper on. I can be fun. Seriously. Yeah. Pose. That was a lot funnier to Caradog, who can see me full screen and not trimmed.
Oh, no.
Graham, turn up your sound. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking I look a little bit quiet on the meter. Stand by, I'll boost myself a little bit.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah, I've got my
do.
gain turned off. Yeah. Hang on a sec. I'm just going to quickly duplicate my audio input specifically for the podcast because I need the gain turned down slightly for when I'm recording videos because when I'm recording videos, it's a lot better to be slightly quiet because I can amplify myself in post than be too loud at the recording level and be clipping. So yeah, let me quickly fix this. £22 for an Eheim compact pump. Did Eheim actually make PC water cooling stuff, or is that pond pump territory still, or like aquarium?
Interesting. Yeah, I know insufficient amounts about water cooling to know anything other than I just want a D5.
Yeah, I mean the
If
D5
I
is the weapon of choice, and yeah,
exactly, it's kind of a case of it's like I could buy something else, or I could buy a D5 and know it will be good for 10 years, kind of thing. It's like I don't know enough to know about the other stuff, kind of thing. So it's just like, yeah, that's the bounds of my knowledge.
Yeah, right. Gain limiter, noise suppression.
Oh,
Let's see.
yeah. 1,300
Let's get
euros.
something else talking while I sort out my microphone stuff. I should be doing this off stream, but I keep forgetting to do it. So you know, whatever. Right, on that.
I will fix my levels and then accidentally give myself 68 decibels of gain.
Do it live. Always do it live. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I kind of do want to use like a pond pump or something. Just with, like 1,200 liters an hour.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that flow rate makes a massive difference because one thing I've noticed with AIOs is that when you're setting up your hang on a sec, and switch. When you're setting up your fan profiles and stuff like that, you want to have your pump speed ramp up way before your fans do. Because that's the thing is that the fans don't directly cool the CPU.
No,
whereas having the pump going faster will directly increase the cooling on the CPU.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know how much of a difference a pond pump makes versus like a D5 or something, because the D5 is already a respectable pump.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Okay.
You did it.
There we go. Yep. And I should be slightly louder on. I should be slightly louder at the output now. I had it muted in a different way. Good. Right. And I've just. Oh, and I'm clipping. Yeah. We'll see. I've just I've copied the microphone input, so I've got a separate input that has the balance adjust and a bit more gain on it for the live thing.
Oh, that makes sense.
There we go. Right, let's see. Shouldn't the pump be on max speed at all the times? It depends on if you've got a noisy pump or not. If you're going for a quiet build, the pump is loud. However, on some setups, you won't be able to hear the pump anyway. Corsair pumps tend to be very quiet in my experience. So Corsair pumps, you could leave them at max all the time. But like my NZXT Kraken X pump is really loud. And it, having that running at maximum speed drives me up the wall. So I very much want that. I very much want that on a curve. So
I guess I've not had that difficulty. I've not had a loud enough one to concern myself, and basically just set the pump to like a solid 95. Just because I found that kind of 95 is can't hear it, and 100 is actually has a lot of noise, and the difference in speed is basically 0.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's just like it just kind of seems like 100% is actually overdrive, but they don't want to label it as overdrive.
I have noticed, sorry, I'm just adjusting my left-right offset again. Come on, there we go. That should do. I think that's about what it was. The sliders are very awkward for the balance in OBS. There we go. That should be slightly less aggressive. Where were we? Yeah. Yes, I've noticed that Corsair water pumps don't like being above 80% in a lot of the cases, and going above 80% seems to make very, very little difference to performance either. But like this is the difference of like on idle, you can ramp down to like 50% speed, and then at load go up to 80%, and then going past 80% doesn't seem to make much difference, but in my very limited testing anyway.
Absolutely.
So yeah, of course, if you're running custom ones, then it will be completely different. When I'm talking about these 50 to 80%, I am talking about AIOs, where it's a teeny tiny little bump in the block head.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously, don't worry, Chris Kingan. I very nearly did the same until Scan said no.
Yeah.
I saw one that I saw a 6900 XT. It was in stock. I went to buy it, and then they said no.
How much was it?
That's sad.
£2,000. Probably for the best. Probably for the best.
Yeah, but like it's the Liquid Devil, and there's only going to be a very limited number of those. And it's like the special edition cards, effectively.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is when you're overpaying for something, if it's a one of a kind, then sure. But when people are saying sort of, oh, I'm going to pay, you know, 2,000 for my 3080, it's just like, you'll be able to get a 3080 another time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's probably going to be at least another year before they're sane, but still, another time you'll be able to do it. But yeah. Christopher David, thank you very much for the $20. Cheers, guys. During last week's repair, you mentioned not having the right tools for the micro soldering. What would I need? I need finer tips for my soldering iron, which are in the works. I've got some stuff. Got a couple of people who are saying sort of, oh, I'm sending you some fine tips. So thanks to those guys. I also need some thinner enamel wire, which I've forgotten to order, but I'll get some on order at some point. And I need some finer solder. Those are that for a start. Possibly I might need to bite the bullet and actually get a microscope as well. However, not being able to see what I was doing wasn't really the biggest enemy. The main issue is just the soldering iron tip was my biggest enemy, I think. So yeah. And yeah, I might start dicking around with these VMUs while we're talking, actually, just because I did put it in the title.
Practice.
Yeah. And practice. Yeah, practice is the other biggest enemy. But that's the thing is, when I went home after last week's last week's stream, I felt a bit weird. Part of me was just, you know, like, I'm not upset because it's kind of a case of I said it from the beginning that I'm not good at micro soldering, and that it was a bit past my ability kind of thing. And part of me was just like, I shouldn't have spent an hour trying to do that. That was a waste of everyone's time. And I felt a bit sort of, as soon as I saw those dead traces, I should have said, no, this one's beyond me. And I was like, you know, was that a colossal screw up? Did I just waste everyone's time? Because that's the thing is, I appreciate everyone who comes to watch these, and when you're streaming, there's a really tough balance between making the content that you want to make, but also respecting the audience's time. And it's tough to find a balance for that. Like, every other week, there's someone in the comments of these ones saying, oh, you didn't put chapter markers, you know, that's a waste of my time kind of thing. And I'm just like, I'll do it some other time, man. If you don't want to sit through it all, then don't sit through it all. That's your choice. So it's trying to find a balance between that and just wasting people's time. You know, I don't know. And it's one of the reasons why I don't like streaming for long periods of time, because I think it's asking a lot to ask people to hang around for that long. But by the same token, it was kind of, last week was kind of a matter of, like, I wasn't seriously expecting to succeed on that. You know, from the beginning, I was like, I'm never going to win. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't try, how will you ever get anywhere? There comes a point where you have to be like, even though I'm not expecting to fix this, I need to just have, how hard is it to try and solder this tiny wire to this even tinier pin? Let's find out. And let's just, because everyone's seen videos of people doing micro soldering, and everyone's seen videos of the superstars doing micro soldering. But no one, it's very rare to see videos of people trying it for the first time and actually portraying the fact that micro soldering is heckin' hard. And the people who are good at it are really talented, you know. So shout out to the people who do micro soldering, because it is really hard and they are very talented people. And I think last week was kind of one of those things where, like, I knew that it was hard, that it was beyond my skill, but it's also one of those humble moments where you're just like, just so you guys know, this is really hard, you know?
Yeah. It's also very much a case of kind of how far ahead of where I am is it? You know, how large a jump is this for me to be able to do this? Because is it a case of, actually, if I just bash up against it for an hour sort of thing, will that get me the ground I need to kind of start actually having minor wins? You know, is that where I'm, is that the kind of point I'm at? Or is it a case of, actually, I need lots of little chunks of time of this, of doing it, to kind of start getting little wins, and just kind of seeing where you are.
That's true. Yeah, and also, like, as Arnold G just points out, that wasn't even super micro, that was 99 text size. And it's just like, oh, and like, I know he's right, because I've watched people doing micro soldering on iPhones, you know, and like, when you look at iPhones and you see, you know, your components in an iPhone are like 0.5 millimeter wide, you know, and it's bonkers, man, absolutely bonkers. So yeah, but yes, anyway, but yeah, it's interesting stuff. I am going to start doing something that I feel like I am capable of doing, and that is just to swap out the potato into the other one.
Have you seen if the other one is also potato?
I assume so. We're about to find out at the very least, so we'll do that anyway. iPad Rehab for the win, indeed. Yep. I haven't watched iPad Rehab in a while, actually. I should. I like Jessa.
I always found those videos difficult to get into, because I always found they seemed very pointless. In the sense that I kind of watched the entire video, and then when I don't actually know what I watched, I've no idea what I was supposed to have learned here.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talking, but unfortunately I don't actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
Also, I think that's the wrong scene.
Yeah. It's not exactly showing anything private. Just for a moment.
No, it was just the fact that I was just like, that looks more like a desktop capture. Hold on a minute.
I still had the display capture up. Yes, I agree. I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped watching iPad Rehab is like, from a content perspective, when I'm making videos, one of my priorities for making a video is the video needs to have direction. There has to be a point of what is the point of this video? What message am I trying to send to people?
Yeah.
What's the takeaway from this video? The start, beginning, and end, you know? Shut up. Okay, there we go.
Warning! The battery cover is undone. Yes, I know. I undid the screw, damn it.
Quite so. And I feel like iPad Rehab often don't have a huge amount of direction in their videos. But the thing is though, it depends on what you want to do. It depends on, because obviously you're always striking a balance between just raw information and entertainment. And with repairs, obviously, to an extent, you should be providing raw information. And to give another example, you know, actually hardcore overclocking, Buildzoid is raw information. Now, if you want to learn about VRMs and stuff like that, there's a lot of raw information in those videos. However, if you want to but on the flip side, the lack of any kind of entertainment value makes it a lot harder to consume. Whereas, you know, and there's a similar thing. By comparison, Linus Tech Tips is the polar opposite. They are a much bigger swing on entertainment to raw information, in that they will tell you roughly what's involved. They'll say you have to do this, this, and this, but they don't actually show any of that. So it's good to learn that things exist, but you won't learn how to do it from an LTT video. And so again, it's all about trying to find a balance between those things, which I feel is that's kind of my jam, is trying to find a balance between something that is entertaining and easy to consume, but also does actually show something, you know. Buildzoid is also very random. Yeah, he's kind of just a stream of conscious, isn't he? So yeah. Yeah, like My Mate Vince. I haven't watched much of My Mate Vince, but that's what I gather is kind of the deal with him as well.
Oops. I downloaded something and I have very much lost wherever it was downloaded to. So I'm just like, there is now a file somewhere.
Yeah.
Good job. You did it.
Lots of people saying sort of, oh, you know, they liked it and all the rest of it. So yeah, thanks everyone who did enjoy last week. As I say, wasn't my super preference on stuff, but I'm glad that people got something interesting out of it at the very least. So yeah. That's interesting. This VMU is coming up with 2000 as the stock date, whereas this one came up with 99. So I wonder if we've got different versions here. I might take the covers off of all of them and see if they're all the same. So yeah, you watch Linus for the personality. I agree. I still enjoy Linus Tech Tips, don't get me wrong. That's probably one of my most watched YouTube channels because it's very, very accessible. They're very good at what they do. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of... yeah, kind of the point of a case of it's...
Okay, this works.
It's supposed to show off what's out there, in a sense. Not necessarily explain the stuff that's out there.
And there's a lot of value in that, you know, like when it comes to starting out with board repair stuff, you know, when I used to have a lot of work experience students in my shop, I would demonstrate basic board repair stuff to them. And I could see that they were terrified of what I was showing them. They were just like, oh my God, I don't understand any of this kind of thing. And I'm like, don't worry, you don't need to understand this right now. You just need you just need to know that this exists and that it is possible. Because then when the time comes around that it is relevant to you, you will know where to look. You'll be like, this is fixable. I can't do it myself, but I know that this can be done if I find someone who can do it, or I could sit down and attempt to learn it. The first step is understanding that it exists. So yeah, those have got to come off. I'm taking apart the dead one first, so we can get the chip back out of it, because I reassembled it just to keep it all together. Cat and Andrew's channel is very good for full refurbs of laptops. Yeah, that's cool. Refurbishing stuff is always pleasant to watch. Okay, here is the potato that we removed from the last one. It's horrible and covered in flux. Potato. And however, yeah, the damaged pins on it are intact. So yeah, I'm going to stick that to where's the... Hang on a sec. I need to get a different mouse mat first, so I'm not soldering on my nice mouse mat, because Caradog will tell me off.
Only because it's what you said you weren't going to do. I can't believe that, you know, you're telling me off for holding you to your own standards.
Maybe. Right. What else was going on today? I've been thinking about things to talk about all day, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about this, and I've forgotten all of them. So that's great. I've got a couple of other bits to work on today as well, if we end up having time. Someone brought in an X79 motherboard. That's a
Okay.
Rampage 4 Black Edition that's not posting. So I thought we'd see if that is a complete waste of time or not.
Interesting. What's it got in it?
It's got in it a i7 4930K.
Interesting.
So I'd imagine that'd get destroyed by a commodity CPU these days. And also, again, as a super stretch for things to practice, I had a call today from someone who has they had a, not this board, they had a motherboard. It was a ROG Maximus something or other. It was a 9th gen Intel board. So what, X490, I think? The X490 Maximus, or whatever that one is. I can't remember all the ROG branding because they've got too many different names. And they've snapped off a pin on their USB 3 front header. And I said, yeah, I'd try and replace that for you. So this is a dead motherboard, and I thought I might do a practice run on just seeing if I can do a single pin replacement on the USB 3 front panel. Thought that might be interesting to do as well.
What happened with that MSI board?
Awaiting parts. SoC? I need to order. I've got to order parts for it.
Did you swap the RAM chips from your?
This one is the dead board that I was hoping to steal parts from. However, it has a completely different setup on it. I had it in my head that this was an X570 board, but it's an X470 board, so it predates it, and the VRM setup is completely different on it. I thought that was an X570, in which case it probably would have had the same VRMs.
Yeah,
but I was wrong.
If it's only one step in the stack different.
Yeah. But yes, I was entirely wrong about it. So,
oh well.
I'm going to clean this chip up so people can see what we're doing.
This is a thing.
Where's my focus? Camera control.
You're unhappy.
What are you breaking now?
For some reason, my 5950X is throttling below base clock.
Oh, is it overheating?
I don't know, but it's still, chewing handbrake videos at 300 plus frames a second.
Damn, son.
It's like, okay, what? 32 threads goes burr.
There we go. So there's the potato. I'm still mind blown that this thing is literally called a potato. This is the chip from a Sega VMU, and it literally has potato on it. So I have no idea. I should have looked up the story behind this thing. I should have actually looked up the story behind this chip to see why the hell it's called potato. But yeah, that's what we're working on. I want to put this chip in another VMU because this one should hopefully have all of my old Dreamcast saves on it.
Do a internet search for Sega potato, see what results come up. First result, YouTube, Sega, please don't turn me into a potato.
What?
Second result, C potato, Wikipedia. Okay.
The potato is a tuber commonly used in culinary.
However, a Pinterest result has a photo of the insides of a VMU with potato on the chip. So, yeah.
There we go. Right. Let's take apart this next one and see if it's got the same stuff in it. Potato. Ian Cuttress needs to be notified about the potato chip. Why?
Yes.
What's the joke there?
Because his YouTube is Tech Potato.
Oh, wow, is Tech Potato Ian Cuttress? I've heard of Tech Potato. Yes. I've just never watched it, so I didn't know who ran it.
I very much steal lots of news from him and then regurgitate it to you.
Yeah, I figured as much. So yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just
yeah. Ian's a very nice gentleman. I was lucky enough to meet him at a Xiaomi event in London.
Oh really? Oh, that's cool.
All of this happened.
Yeah, Because like I've seen him around on Twitter. Although I don't follow him, but I've seen people retweeting him on Twitter and stuff like that, and been like, oh yeah, he seems like a nice chap, you know. He is Tech Potato, yeah. Boil and mash him, stick him in a tube.
He is also the one who eats CPU silicon.
Eats CPU silicon.
I can't remember where the original photo was from. I think it was when he went to go round an Intel Foundry. But there's a photo of him holding a like a 12-inch wafer and just like.
Okay. Waiting for the soldering iron. I should probably tone this down, actually.
Yes.
Oh, 355, that'll do. I think that was what I was soldering at last week, actually.
So yes, that's him and his stuff and things.
Fair enough. Googled it's a joke as in potato chip. Oh, yeah, potato chip. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. See, we call them crisps. So, you know, for me, if I didn't make that connection at all, because I'm just like, yeah, because potato chip is an American term, and we don't use American terms over here.
Other than your lifts.
True. You know, there are some Americanisms which I prefer. Like lift is a crap word, I think. Elevator is a much better word. It's in the same way that I also think soda should be an acceptable... I suppose we've got soft drink, haven't we? Soda. And I mean soda as in a soft drink, not as in solder. Because a lot of you monsters also don't pronounce the L in solder and say, I'm going to soda this on. And I'm like, what?
Oh dear.
Oh, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Yes, no, me either. I'm just taking this VMU apart right now. But again, implying we ever have a structured show here.
If I disappear, it's because I blue screened.
Oh no. What are you doing? Or is it because your 5950 is freaking out?
It's freaking out because it thinks it's using -1 watt.
It's gaining you power.
Yes, it is in fact a power generation device.
Okay.
It's extracting heat from the world around it, condensing it, and reversing entropy.
Okay.
It will save us from the heat death, 1 watt at a time.
Okay, here is another potato. Right, and C102, C102 sus, LCD1, LCD, 36, IC1. Yeah, these are the same. Sega 99. Sega 2000. This one is 2000. It's got a newer. So this one's got a newer copyright on it. However, it looks like the actual board is 837-13995. I see board VMS SI2 VA1. Yeah. So there are some differences in the numbers. I'll see if the potatoes are exactly the same.
Do you have identical potatoes?
Yeah. This one's really hard to read now because the thing is all dirty and stuff. Let's go in for the big old close-up. Bear with me, everyone. I will focus momentarily. Right, firstly, focus. Right, 315, 62083. 315, 6208005. What do you think, guys? Do you think it'll work? I mean, how different can it be? I mean, it might have different firmware on it, but this chip is the entire thing. Oh, I could compare the back of the board. Only one way to find out. I'd agree. I'm just going to quickly compare the back of the board to see if those are the same. I'm seeing some differences on the backs of the board. I might have to take apart the other one to see if it's different as well. I think I've got 2 different revisions of the VMU here. So fairly similar clock stuff. We've got different capacitors set up here. This capacitor is completely absent and there's a diode there instead. So I don't think this guy's a good candidate. I'm going to take apart the other VMU because I've got another one and see if that one is a 99 version. Because the problem is if we swap this over and it doesn't work, we're not going to know if it's because the potato is dead or whether it's because it's a different revision. So yeah, same main chip.
Don't mind me, I'm just getting exceedingly confused by
everything.
By processors.
Okay.
Because apparently now it can do 4.3 gigahertz at -1 watt.
Is this the computer that you're talking to me from as well?
Yes.
Have you got another system on standby?
No.
Okay.
It's fine. I just get my mobile phone out and I'm just like, hello.
Part of me is just like, you should probably restart your computer. But the other part of me is just like, we might lose you altogether if you do that.
It's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm reducing entropy from the world.
Apparently, yes.
I'm a greater force for good than any charity known to man thus far.
Yeah. Right, that's the 99 one. So this is the 2000 model. So I'm going to put this one back together again. And then I'm going to take apart my other one, which I think is also a 99 model. Oh, how the hell am I going to line up this screen? Also, which way up does the screen go? Heck, I forgot to check which way up the screen goes again. Time to take apart the third one. And also to answer Ravniev, how did I get all these VMUs? eBay. After last week's show, I jumped on eBay and I bought another 2. So one of these is my original VMU from back in the day, and I bought 2 more on eBay. They're like £10, £12 on eBay. 15 quid at tops if you have to look around. So yeah, they're not particularly rare or expensive. I'm not trying to butcher all the remaining VMUs. If all goes to plan, by the end of this, we should have 2 working VMUs and 1 dead one. And the dead one was turbo dead already, as anyone who was here last week will know. So yeah, didn't think there were that many of it left. Well, according to the value of them, there must be a lot of them because they're really cheap. So yeah.
Or very, very few people who want them.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. One thing I would say, if there's anyone I said this earlier on, but if anyone in the audience has got one of these, dig it out and make sure you've taken the batteries out of them, because this one, when it showed up, also had a burst 2032 cell in it. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as my one, which had actually killed my one, but it was still bad. Yeah, this one's a 99 revision because it doesn't have the capacitor. What was that?
Don't forget to look at the screen.
Yes, that is what I'm about to do. All right, let's take off these battery contacts and then we can flip it over and see what way up the screen is. And I can put together the 2000 vintage one and just make sure that guy still works, which it should do. There's no reason for it not to. I think they're killing my CPUs when having to recover from no boot due to overclocking. Even activating XMP causes no boot when all settings defaulted. XMP does not always work first time. It is a tricky mistress.
Mm.
Right, yes, I was putting the display in upside down. So the mold point, the nipple, I don't know what you call it, that little bump there.
Lumpy black bit goes at the top.
Goes at the top. Right, that's the dead one because it's missing its potato. And this is the 2000 one, so that goes the other way up. All right, so does this screen have any way to position? Actually, I'll tell you what, if I put the screen into the casing, that should ensure that it's lined up correctly.
Assuming the casing has that tighter tolerance.
It looks like it does.
Huh. What do you know?
And that little plastic bit is actually essentially a plastic spring, just to ensure that the screen doesn't move about. That's very neat, actually. So that can go in there.
Stuff from before like 2010, 12.
Yeah, like this thing is very well designed by the looks of things to me. Like apart from you can't blame them for leaking battery cells. That's not really something that you can foresee. And like my one that died, where's the dead one? My one that died, for those of you who weren't here last week, let me just get that off. So this is where I removed it, and these pins down here got obliterated by corrosion from a leaky cell. The cell was here, it leaked, and the electrolyte from the cell went through a via in the board, came up under the chip, and burnt out this area around the chip.
I swear that's like a 1 in 1,000 kind of thing.
That's not the designer's fault, you know. That's not a flaw in the design at all. There are some things where it's a case of, oh, they clearly didn't account for that. However, this is a case of there's no expectation for them to resolve that.
Yeah, so, just don't try and solder with a 4 bajillion degrees C soldering iron.
Yeah. Well, number of people who are in my comments section saying, you should always be at your highest soldering iron level. And I'm just like, no, you shouldn't.
Why? Good Lord, why?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, there have been certain times...
temperature-controlled soldering iron.
Yeah. There have been certain times where, when people said, oh, you should be running your hot air higher than that, because I used to sit at 400 on my hot air. And whereas these days I prefer to run at 450, and they were right. Going up to 450 has been very, very helpful for hot air. But all the same, you really do need to know when you're too hot or too cold, and there's nothing wrong with actually lowering temperature if you're too hot. And yeah, hot air varies by distance and airflow as well. Yeah, that as well. Right, I'm worried about these prongs. I'm just going to bend that a little bit, and I'm going to give that a bit of GBH. Does that get pushed down by the thing? Oh, that's the reset. Ooh, how about that?
Cash me outside.
Yeah, so I've just, look at this. So here's the, how does that work? That's the negative. How is that function? Oh, yeah, okay, so get this.
I guess you short something.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what this is for, but that lines up with the reset thing. There's the hole in the back where you poke a pin into it to reset it. So when you poke a pin in that, it contacts that pad to ground. This is the ground, and you push the ground into the pad, which then obviously pulls down the reset line to reset the device. That's cool, man. They didn't, by doing it that way, they didn't need to put in a tactile switch or anything like that. That's cool. That's very cool. Right, I'm going to carry on soldering. I need to solder the speaker wires back on. Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to snap one of these off. Oh, they're not polar. Oh, no, the polarization is in Japanese. I don't know which way around.
It's a good job you've got a BTEC.
Yeah. Look, that was a long time ago. You shut your mouth. Also, it was an NVQ. I'll buzz that out. One of them is probably ground. You shut your mouth. Oh, neither of them are ground. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to Google Translate.
Translating.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to Google Translate. Let's see, translate. What are people talking about in chat? Because I'm not paying attention. Yeah. Dr. Ram, very sorry, VMU 2000. Potato isn't compatible with the 99. Ah, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Ignore me.
You have incompatible potatoes.
Yeah. Right. NVQ, not very qualified. Oof. How dare. Okay, let's see if we can...
Possibly accurate, but couldn't possibly future comment.
Oh.
You're currently apparently translating English to English.
I don't think I can focus on it that small. Oh, hang on a sec. I've got a mad lad plan. I'm going to embiggen it on the screen. Yeah.
No, not that. Just rewind the video to the previous one you took apart on stream.
Ooh, I don't know if I got a good shot of that. Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying, and that would be a very sensible thing to do. This is just way funnier to me. This is just way funnier. So, ignore me. I'm doing really dumb stuff just so I can see what's going on. Right.
The black goes towards the connector.
Has someone already solved it and taken the fun out of all of it?
No, I did.
Okay. Also, it's still not working even if I try and... I'm trying to Google Translate from the preview on my monitor now. Oh, I've got not for the lower one.
See, that's negative.
Not is negative. All right. All right. So, did you say...
What does negative mean? No, stop. it is a bad. So it coming up is not when weirdly translating is negative.
All right, so we're in agreement. The lower one is black.
Assuming that by lower one you mean the closer to the connector. The VMU.
So the battery connector.
No, the VMU connector that slides into the controller.
So the top one currently on the screen is
is the one that you had a black wire connected to earlier when you desoldered it.
Okay. Welcome to Two Idiots Try and Fix a VMU. Oh, God. Oh, I'm having a good time anyway. Top Simple says black. There we go. Thank you very much, Steelcar. If anyone expected anything better here, you came to the wrong stream.
But that's red.
Top one is black. That's what we just said, right? You're screwing with me. You're screwing with me. You shut your face.
Wow.
Also, this cable is not quite long enough. Oh, okay. Let's do this. I'm making a hash up of this. A lot of people have said, "Oh, why don't you ever do live repairs?" This is why I don't do live repairs, man. When it's a video, I can make as much of a hash up of something as I want, and I can fix it all in post. There we go. All right.
Oh, dear. It'll be all right on the night.
All right, put some screws in that. You can't see any way to recover from a no post on this motherboard. You can't get into BIOS and the CPU LED is on. Yeah. Have you got BIOS flashback? I didn't see the start of this conversation, Stephen G. What motherboard are you working on? If it doesn't have BIOS flashback, it sounds like you might need to do a reflash, as in reprogram. Where's my focus? I need to get my cursor keys on the focus slider again. I wish I could set... I wish I could have hotkeys for my focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because there's usually only the same couple of focus steps that I use on this camera. And it would be really good just to have a hotkey that just jumps to certain focal points. Oh, that's not the right screw. Must be one of these. Test before putting screws in. That would have been sensible. You learnt about it'll be all right on the night from Tom Scott. Yeah, he did I was about to reference Tom Scott's video on the intro to It'll Be Alright on the Night, actually.
Mm.
It's a very interesting video. The intro for that show was very extra. Uh-oh, it didn't beep.
I thought this was the dead one.
This one, no, this is the 2000 one that's supposed to be working. No!
What was that? We should have 2 working ones by the end of this?
No! God damn it. Whoever said I should put all of the screws in, you were wrong. Ah. I did put the batteries in the right way around, didn't I? It is top. Just double check that. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, of course. That is right. Oh, that makes me sad. What's gone wrong there? Screen not aligned? Yeah. I wouldn't have thought so. The screen can't not be in alignment. You've reflashed it via flashback. No good. It's an Asus X99 Gaming. Yeah, that sounds like it needs reprogramming. You'll have to get the BIOS chip off of it and reprogram it. Would be my next move. Whoop. We need a poll on whether you think it'll work or not. Yeah, maybe. And also,
I think the answer is clearly no.
I'll be sad because there's no reason for this not to work. How hard is it to remove that? How are you on? Are you just glued on? Yeah, I'll just be careful with that for a sec. I'll take it back out the board and just check the alignment of stuff. Unless I swapped this display... No, the display can't have changed between revisions. Although, did any of that? No, that can't be it. I'm just wondering if I accidentally swapped over any parts. Yeah, it must be display alignment. Let's see if, can I nudge that down at all? No, that display can't go anywhere else. I can't see how that display could be in non-aligned. Wouldn't the speaker still beep? Yeah, one would imagine that it would start regardless, yeah. Can't see I've done anything wrong with that. I tell you what, I should have tried a different set of batteries in it, although we've got all of them in pieces now. What a heckin' ride. That goes up. Well, let's just try. Just going to push that out slightly, just so the board has to push it back down. I'll just try it again. Not if it doesn't complete a circuit. Yeah, that's true. You never know. Another stream, it's like having 2 on Xmas week. Yeah, well, today is the podcast where we just sit and prattle on about stuff. Although we kind of need another topic to talk about. We need to make an Adamant IT traveling C341A an experiment. Oh, pass the hot potato. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. That's not a bad idea. Let me grab my one. I need to heckin' actually test mine, because I bought one, and I haven't used it yet. We need to... so the cheapest not terrible programmer is the CH341A programmer. These are like £4 on eBay. and it's one of the best starter BIOS programmers. And I should just make a thing where if just someone needs one of these, I just send my one. I send this one out, and the rule is you have to post it to someone else, and you just keep passing it around. Although the problem is, it will probably cost more to post this than it will to just buy one. So, see the batteries on top of the connectors and see if it beeps. That's basically what I was going to do. It beeped. All right, I think we may have done it. Looks like just maybe just something wasn't sitting right. I'll just put in 2 of the screws, because otherwise the back cover doesn't hold on properly and the cells won't sit right. So at this point I would say, yeah, I fixed it, but you can't really say you fixed something if you took it apart and broke it in the first place.
Maybe.
Let's see. You got identical Corsair Vengeance RAM, but different revisions. Will all be okay to upgrade RAM capacity on Asus X77 board? It'll work. However, if they're different revisions, they likely have different chips in them. So you'll probably be okay, but I wouldn't expect to be able to overclock it or run nice timings or anything like that. So, was that the right way? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's beeping. It works.
Yeah, I'd basically just expect you to be restricted to whichever is the slower for chips.
All right. Screw. Shut up. Good grief. There we go. 2000. Now we've got to put in the date. So this one, I'll probably use this one as my actual VMU for when I actually get my Dreamcast going again. Where are we today? May, isn't it? May the 8th. I always feel like a time traveler putting in really like futuristic years and dates into old tech like this. 1713. I remember when I was actually using one of these, you had to set the date on your console if the clocks went forward or backward. Okay. Sega Visual Memory Unit. It's time for another Sega Virtual Rally. There we go. Has this got any data on it? Free game. Yeah, this one's empty. 16 blocks free. Fair enough. I think. Oh no. Shenmue 1! Postal, is this yours? We've got Shenmue. Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Oh man.
Sonic 2 ALF. Don't know what ALF is, but that's obviously Sonic Adventure 2. Crazy Taxi. And Shenmue 1 again. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, 16 blocks free. Yeah. Neat. Cool. All right, so that one works. Let's just sleep that. Cool. So we've got one working one. This one was already working, so, you know, no prizes.
Sonic for Hire?
I don't know.
Apparently, Alf is alien life form on the Sonic for Hire fandom wiki.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
With Sonic, you never know. You never know. Okay, right. So here's my original dead one, and here is. Oh, this one's 98 vintage. Wow, this is a really early one. However, again, the board is the same revision. It's not the second revision board. So yeah, the layout is identical on it. Cool. On Discord, software for the flash ROM. What for the potato? How do you even interface with it? All right, let's get this guy off. Just ease those zebra strips. One. So what we're doing now, this one is also a functional one. Little pulse of life from the LCD there. Potato. 315 612403. 315 620803. Yeah, the chip is slightly different again, but that might be just manufacturing codes. So what we're going to try and do now, so this one is from my original VMU, and we're going to try and transplant this onto this one to see if we can find my saved games. Knowing my luck, there's actually nothing there anyway, but seems on 2000 they changed, yeah. The flash ROM is for the CH341. Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. Yep, fair enough. Okay, right, we're going to desolder this boy now. So we're going to take this off and we're going to put my one on. So I am going to... I'm going to remove my nozzle for this one because it's a big old chip. Time for Mad Goose. Yeah. Oh, I've lost Caradog.
Hello again.
Hold on. Oh, Caradog, you broke everything. There's now double me.
Hi.
Now you're stretched. Now you're back. All right, never mind.
Stuff and things.
Very well then. Wow, flux is cold. I might need to vaguely heat my flux. This is crap, this flux. I've got to replace it. Well, apparently it's working. It's just really thick, man. And I've used other stuff that wasn't like this. All right. How about that? There we go. Now we're cruising. Just cold.
That was absolutely something.
What were you doing? Is your CPU still generating electricity and adding it back into the grid?
I don't know, but I was sat here looking at you doing your thing, and then Windows went rebooting. I was like,
oh,
what did I break?
Okay.
What did I break? I clearly broke something.
Right, I need my... Where are my fine tweezers? Where have the fine tweezers gone? I've got like 3 different sets of tweezers, and the ones that I use for soldering, I can't find. I use those ones because they've got the thinnest, they're the most needle-nosed. If I can't find them in a minute, I'm going to have to use a different set, and that's going to make life difficult. Because the fine ones open really wide, which is why I want them right now. Balls. Okay, in that case, I'm going to... In that case, I need something to hold the board.
As George keeps telling you, he did send you helping hands.
He did? And do I actually have them on hand? Hang on a minute. The special tree. I'll see if I can find the helping hands. I don't think that's going to happen either. You can never find anything when you need it. Weak. No, bollocks to it. We're gonna ghetto this.
Oh no.
Time for vice. Because then I can just nudge it off the board.
The vice of justice or something.
There we go. Now the board won't move around. And as a special treat, I'll try not to squash the LCD.
Did you break an LCD?
Yeah. Right. Check your chip top left bent pin. Where? On my one. Oh, did I just nudge it? Nah, it's good. Don't worry, we're good. We're good.
Ah.
We're good.
Welcome, Real Dark Blade, to becoming a Tier 1 member.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes,
oh, well.
as mothers are oft saying, you find it in the last place you look. Well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not going to continue looking after I've found it. However, I believe the point they're trying to make is It's in the last place you think of looking.
Yeah. If it's not where you think it is, it's somewhere you don't think it is. I'm going to melt my vise with no nozzle on here. I think I was better off with the nozzle. I don't think no nozzle is a good plan here, but I'll try it out.
Are you killing things?
Can I get these tweezers open enough to grab both sides? Hang on a sec. I'm going to back off a minute. I want to see if I can squeeze these around. Yeah, there we go. Just so I can actually pick up the chip. No, that's not going to work. Ah, damn it. I need my other tweezers, man. I really need those other tweezers because last week they were perfect for picking up this chip.
No.
Lift corner, bottom left. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Let's try that. All right, here we go. Heating again. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we tear pads on this. This is a sacrificial board. No, wait, this is... No. This is the board that we want to save. Whatever. Oh, there it goes.
Go easy.
Please don't stick. Oh no.
Why is it smoking?
That's the flux.
Why is there fire?
There we go. It's fine. It's fine. That's the flux. All right. The good potato has been extracted. It's time to put the bad potato on. I've also knocked that capacitor sideways, so let's just do a little bit of housekeeping. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping and then we'll put the new one back on. Right, what's going on in chat while I do this? Set speed to 1.25 to catch up on live streams. Yeah. Is there any AIOs better than the Arctic Freezer? Not at that price point. What's the other monster AIO? The other one that does really well. There's the Arctic Liquid Freezer. The EK ones are good. Wasn't there another one that also performs
apparently
well?
the who makes the Galahad? Lianli. The Lianli Galahad is apparently good.
I'm sure
super noisy.
What are the ones that Spud uses at work?
And then you've got the Enemax ones.
Enemax, yeah.
Which are the absolute best TR4s.
Yeah, for TR4. Yeah, okay, that's probably what I was thinking of.
Absolute best of the TR4s.
Yeah. Yeah, so in which, for consumer computers, the Liquid Freezer 2 is kind of the one that you may as well buy, because that's going to give you more or less, like maybe not the absolute best, but it's going to give you the top 1% of performance for less than £100, you know, which is nuts. So yeah, I'm going to clean up these pads. Is that capacitor loose? Or am I going to need to hot air that? No, you've welded yourself to the board. There we go.
Come here.
That's wonky as heck, but who cares? That'll settle when we settle when we re-hot the board. Re-hot GPU, bro. Oh, I hate this capacitor already. That's so far off the mark. We'll fix that when we come to the other one. Let's put that this way around. Let's scrub these pads. What's my thermal paste of choice? I use Arctic MX4. It's not the best, but it's 95% as good as the best at half the price. It's a very good all-rounder for just an everyday paste.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's not to be confused with Arctic Silver.
Yeah. It still blows my mind that it's possible for those two brands to coexist.
Making very, very similar products with nigh on identical names. It's just like, what?
I can't believe that there's not been legal action over that.
Yeah.
Like when we were talking about it at one time, we were having to actually Google search to check because I was just like, no,
Which
seriously, are
ones
they
we were
different
on about?
companies? You know.
And then you've yes, because I have a big tube of Arctic Silver Ceramique.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Arctic Silver ceramic, not to be confused with Arctic.
Yes,
Who
and not
also
to be
make thermal
confused with
paste.
Arctic's Silver Thermal Paste.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's like, oh my god, what? Why?
Yeah. There we go. Right, now we'll just scrub these down.
It's like, who and why thought this was a good idea? Arctic Sliver for the Harry Potter fans. Yes, Arnold.
There we go. Nice clean pads. Right, now I'm just going to flow some more. Actually, do I want to retin these pads before or after putting the chip on? What's the best practice for that? I would
Hazard a guess at no.
Yeah. Considering the size of this chip, I'm going to say no. Because I'm going to have to go around it with the soldering iron afterwards anyway, I would imagine. Before. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go before. Because if I retin them before, theoretically, I shouldn't have to go around them afterwards. So, yeah. Whoop. So let's just retin these pads now. And if I'm lucky, I won't get any bridges. Whoop. Arctic MX5 stats are out, and well, it ain't any different from an MX4. Yeah, fair enough.
I thought, yeah, the only real thing with that is obviously just it's newer kind of thing.
The 2019 edition was slightly better than the pre-2019 ones, wasn't it? By like a degree or something.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that to a degree we're reasonably close to the limit of what you can do with thermal paste anyway.
Yeah.
Without
like for me, the question is, if I'm buying thermal paste and I see Arctic's MX4 is £1 cheaper than MX5, should I save myself £1? Or should I say, no, I'll pay £1 extra for it to be 1 degree cooler?
Certainly on the computers that you're using, I would just save the money. If you're using something top end, like a custom loop and stuff like that, it's a case of, then maybe.
You're number chasing.
Yeah. Also a case of, it's a question of what's the long-term performance look like, which is obviously way harder.
That's a good point. Yeah, long-term performance would be.
If you had a pace that's really, really good, but lasts 6 months, it's useless in your situation.
Yeah.
But it's really useful for your own PC.
That's a very good point.
Whereas if it's, say, 2 degrees worse, 2.5 degrees worse, but will maintain that performance for 5 years, that's way more useful in your situation, or in the situation of someone who's sort of fixing a computer, then sending it on its way.
Fill the lower vias with solder so the battery leak won't kill this one. Could do, yeah. I'm not gonna bother now because the chip is down. I don't think that's a scenario that I'm particularly worried about. Good point though. If this was like, if I cared, which is not to say I don't care, but sometimes you've got to give a job its value.
If it were more critical.
Yeah.
To it being a low supply item.
Yeah, as I say, these things are not super rare. So. Okay.
And I feel like the demand is only going to reduce.
Yeah. Okay, Guru reckons it's not going to work. Let's see. Right, I'm starting to fire away with the hot air just so I can get this guy lined up.
Clearly, Sai's feeling flush today.
Oh yeah, he's with the pound. He didn't even give a message with it. What are
and
you even
becoming a
spending your
channel
money
member.
for? And becoming a member, yeah. Ah, freaking hell! You know, I'm gonna get this thing heckin' lined up first.
Oh my god! I'm glad this is you doing this and not me.
Let's at least get lined up on the board. When it flows, it should fall into position, but you've got to actually be vaguely lined up first. There we go. That top left pin might actually give me trouble. The chip itself is not actually flat. However, I think when we actually flow and I press it down, it'll be fine. There we go. Zoom cam. Okay, I'll give you guys a close-up. I will have to go at a slight angle because otherwise I can't get in with the hot air. I'll give you guys a slightly closer view.
Switch to like 50 degrees field of view.
Yes, I can do that as well. Although I don't think that actually gets you any more definition with my setup.
I was just wondering what that. Yeah, it's just a case of maybe.
Let's see. Home. 65
that is
degrees.
An astonishingly clear picture, given it's a webcam and YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't switched yet. But yeah. Okay. You've found Google Play credit. Oh, rad. Well, thank you very much for sending it my way, Si.
There was a thing a while ago where you could just get basically free money out of Google for something. I can't remember what it was for. And I kept going, oh yeah, I'll do that, and then didn't. Am I blind, or is the top left pin literally not on a pad at all?
Yeah, the top left ain't right. That's what I was looking at. The chip itself, either the chip or the board, is not flat. There's one or the other is twisted.
That was it, yes.
One or the other is actually twisted.
The Google rewards for questionnaires thing.
Yeah. I'm personally agreeing with Sally on tacking it down with the soldering iron first. I was hoping that I could just come in and just blast it with the hot air and flow it into place. But yeah, that's not going to happen here. This was definitely a case of should have cleaned the pads and left them clean first. I'm actually going to back off and start again. Retinning the pads was a mistake.
Yes, I need to actually see if Google Opinion Whatsits is still a thing.
Come on. Come on. Heckin' tweezers. Good grief. I'm going to look again for my other tweezers in a minute. I can't deal with these tweezers, man. They're too big. There we go.
Apparently it's still going. Okay.
Ugh. Right. Put you down over there. I feel your pain, people in the chat, by the way. I'm aware that this isn't a work of art.
Okay, Google, thank you for telling me that I can't install this app to my smartwatch. A device I am not presently using.
Take a file to the tweezers. Now, these angle tweezers are just not the right tool for the job. These are the ones I use for putting in laptop wires and stuff like that. I've got my fine ones that I was using last week. And the moment I hit stop streaming, I'll look down and see them. That's what's going to happen, but whatever. Right, let's heckin' scrub these pads again. Go. Snippers.
Don't ask me to verify the sign-in. I'll thank you for that.
Squeaky, squeaky.
Let's see how that goes. I'll get all the money for all the super chats so I can give it to myself.
Hooray!
I just like the fact that you can be a channel member to your own channel.
Is the Adamant IT? Oh, I suppose Adamant IT is a separate account to the brand account that is the channel.
Yes.
That's probably the reason why, isn't it? Because, of course, if we take another example like Twitch, where you can't subscribe to yourself, that's because your account is your channel. Whereas on YouTube, when you switch to a brand account, which obviously you should if you have a large channel, then your account isn't the channel. Your account just has admin access to the channel, so to speak.
Yes.
Right, we scrubbed those pins down.
It gets confusing.
Yeah. Right, what state is this chip in? It's picked up an awful lot of gunge. Where the hell has that come from, man? Oh, it's because... Oh, I know. Oh, God heckin'. Ooh. All right, I need to clean the chip.
Good Lord.
Where's my toothbrush?
Oh, apparently someone is displeased because I said okay and the name of a search engine.
Oh, no. Whoops.
It gets worse when you're talking about your female friend, Alec.
Yeah. Oh, we're screwed. Yeah. One of the damaged pins on the dead potato came off on that one, where obviously it was holding on by a thread.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we're actually kill. We're turbo dead. So one of the middle pins there, this is from where the original corrosion was. That guy actually came off on that one. It didn't stand up to being soldered and desoldered again. So yeah, that's what I was spotting that was off. So we're actually turbo kill. Rip the spud. Yeah. Jump in with a strand of wick wire. Are you kidding me, Arnold? What am I going to solder it to?
I think that's something to do not on stream.
No, that's something that you don't do. Like, okay, well. Where are you going to put the pin? The pin is gone, man. It's gone. Literally gone. Yeah, good. All right, well, let's put the old potato back on and see if it works. Well, my Sonic Adventure 2 save file is gone forever.
For now.
No, I'm at peace with this, Caradog. My Sonic Adventure 2 save file is gone. I'm trying to get the old potato. We're gonna put the, well, actually this is the new potato. I'm gonna put it back on.
Upgraded potato with extra flavor.
Actually, it's an older potato. It's a 98 potato.
Oh. You killed those chows. How could you?
Which I've bent a pin on because I'm pro. Now what's that?
It's time to stop.
It kind of is, yeah.
Then again, I'm very much the one who, for some reason, can't even take out an A&D processor without bending at least one pin.
That's true.
I still don't understand that. I'm like 4 years in with the Ryzen processors, and I'm like, yep, every time I have somehow slightly bent a pin.
Word on the wire is that AMD is switching to LGA for AM5. I can't remember where I heard that from. I think, I heard it online as Tech Tips, or on the WAN show, rather.
I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, on the WAN show, and they reckon that AM5 is probably going to be LGA. And it kind of makes sense, really.
I guess. I don't really know what the difference is.
Well,
If I don't really know what the actual difference is on a technical level.
yeah. I mean, I think it's easier to achieve high pin density on LGA.
Yeah.
That guy's aligned. And then obviously the difficulty for damage and stuff like that is debatable. PGA is easy. It's easier to straighten a PGA pin than an LGA pin. But on the flip side, generally speaking, the motherboard is worth less, so it's cheaper to replace a busted LGA. So, you know, I don't know how I feel about it personally. I kind of like PGA because it's easier to straighten pins. So I think it's easier for the common man to be able to fix their CPU if they accidentally bend a pin.
Yeah. How many pins are there in AM4 anyway?
You know, I've no idea. More than Intel, I think. 1331?
Apparently it's 1331.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because Intel is 1156 at the moment, aren't they? Or are they up to 1200? No, they're up to 1200 on the new ones,
1200
I think, yeah.
now, I think. Yeah. Yes, I very much remember when, the sockets were kind of referred to by their pin count.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that because it made them harder to remember, but on the flip side, it was also more informative.
Yes, although you had the delightful thing of the fact that 939 came out before 940. Sorry, came out after 940. It was like, huh, okay.
Right, I am doing the corner-to-corner tacking now. And just to piss everyone off, I'm going to put solder on my iron before. There we go. Okay, the chip is tacked on. We're done now, right?
Kind of. I mean, it's a start.
Indeed. And yes, I will now flux it up. Don't worry, everyone, because now we've got a drag solder with. Now I've got a drag solder with. Oh no! With solder that is way too thick.
You nudged it.
I thought it was soldered down. Obviously, it wasn't.
This is becoming a bit of a mess.
You're a bit of a mess. Okay,
it's
that
true.
is soldered down. However, it's soldered down slightly off kilter. There we go. Get on there. There we go. Now it's on. There we go. Now it's on. Also, I see... I'm seeing people mention Piernov, and I've got a horrible feeling he's in chat again. In which case, I'm sorry, Piernov.
I don't actually know who this individual is.
Piernov is from the Lewis Rossman circle, and he is also a very skilled repairer, micro solderer dude. He does a lot of helping out in the Lewis Rossman Discord.
So someone who will look at this and just be like, "Oh,
yes,
oh, okay."
However,
hey, you're trying.
Yeah, well, as I say, I'm just dicking around at the moment. Really, I'm just practicing, And people are just like, "Oh, you're not even taking this seriously," and I'm just like, in a way I am, and in a way I'm not. I genuinely want to try and fix this, but if you get too sweaty and you're not having fun, what's the point? Yeah. This is my own stuff. I'm not, this isn't customer stuff. I'm just messing around. I'm just practicing. And if you're not having fun, then what's the point, man? So yeah. Hold the jib, put a blob of solder on the iron. Yeah. That's more or less what I aimed for there. Piernov is a Frenchie. Also, am I pronouncing his name right as well? I hope I'm not butchering your name. So yeah. Okay, let's go with incoming terrible drag solder. Let's go. Bridge. Oh no, all the bridges. I think I've got too much solder there. Okay, now we fix the bridges. Oh, that's slightly off shot. There we go. This is what flux is for, kids. Can't remember what I was doing, but someone the other day said, how are you not getting bridges when I was trying to do the soldering on this thing? And it's like, well, that's what the flux is for. Get out of there. No, still a bit too much on the end, that. I'm really sad that the pin came off on my potato, because when I'll put this on and I'm fairly confident that it's going to work, but I'll be kind of sad because I'm like, that could have been my potato. Like, at this point, I've kind of already lost, because all I will have achieved is having broken a VMU and then put it back together again. But, whatever.
It's still, at the same time, you unbroke something.
Yeah, I guess.
I wouldn't really go as far as to say it fixed.
Yeah. Isn't it upside down? Don't say that, man. However, no, it's not. Let's see.
But are you
109. Sure? Yes. You have made me just check, because I saw 144 in the top left and the dot there, and I was like, wait, what? However, 144, that's the 144th pin, which means pin 1 is there, and there's the dot. So yes, we are on the right way round, don't worry. Is this the same one that got corroded to Bagnora? No, this is a different one that I was using as a donor board. I was going to put the corroded chip on this board. However, I fucked up the soldering on the corroded one, and turbo broke it. So now we're just trying to fix the one that I've taken to bits. You better not... No, Kimbo. I did tell people about this. So yeah. Where were we? Okay, let's go. Yeah, corroded chip's got a bad pin on it, unfortunately. I had a chance. I had a chance, but I screwed it up.
One opportunity.
Yeah, I had a chance and I screwed it. I should be using my TSKU, because I do actually have one. But this is working, so who cares? Bridge. That's fine. Get solder on there, then fix the bridges. There we go. Whoop. Just swish and flick. There we go. Leviosa. It was an entertaining potato. It was.
And then just swish and flick the shit out of your wand.
And stop adding solder. Yes, I agree. I am using too much solder. That's why I keep getting bridges. I've also forgotten which side I've already soldered, because I'm boss at this. Right, I'll go on that side, I think.
Oh heavens.
There we go. It's going to be fine. I need to fix that capacitor still. That capacitor is so wonky that they denied planning permission on it. That's done, that's done. Just the top now, I think. No, I did the top, didn't I? I think we're done. I'm still missing a side, I'm sure. Let's go down there. I've had a brain fart and just completely lost track of where I got up to, because I started looking in chat and completely lost track of what section of the chip I was soldering. Add more solder. No! Graham, do I love this job? Sometimes. Sometimes. Bridge on 36. Are you sure? I think that might have been a reflection. Yeah, that's a reflection. It's fine. I think those are all on. I'm just going to fix that capacitor, and I think we're good for a test run. I'll give you guys a quick top-down view just so you can see it not at an angle. Bridge on 69. You just wanted to say 69, Postal. Because there's no way you counted 69. Whoop. There we go. It's fine. Look at that potato. It's a hot mess. Check for shorts under magnification. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to settle that capacitor. I'm just going to quickly black that with the hot air.
If this ends up going all skewy,
it probably will. It'll be fine though. There we go. It's a bridge on 420. It needs a jacket and some baked beans and mature cheddar. No, not mature cheddar, just like Cathedral City or something like that. The problem is if you go too mature on cheddar, it doesn't melt properly. Heckin', focus. I hate Logitech settings so much. All right, there we go.
I can be fun sometimes.
Nobody tell them Cathedral is mature. Cathedral is kind of mature, but it's not the most mature.
It's still kind of childish sometimes.
Are you proud of that one? Right, I'm going to drown this in isopropyl alcohol to get all the flux off of it now. Because I used a lot of flux while everyone was just like, more flux! And it's just like, I've got flux on there.
I have flux everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere! It's in my clothes.
I still remember one of the funniest things I ever saw was I was in a Lewis Rossman live stream years ago, and someone said in the chat, "You're using too much flux," and the immediate response was, "You must be new here," you know.
Yeah.
Heckin' Lewis Rossman channel. They invented the millipore of flux. Oh god, oh, it's not flux. That's just oh, some of this stuff has just been tacked down. No, that's just a crap ton of flux, man. What the hell?
Also, the fact of, if you sell flux, you need to advertise using vast quantities of it.
Yeah.
Just like with hair shampoo, that all of the adverts they use like 80 times the amount you should do.
Do you reckon in those adverts, when they're actually showing the lady using shampoo, do you reckon that's actually shampoo? Or it's like food adverts where it's not even real?
Right.
Like, have you guys seen that? There's a meme or a video doing the round where they actually reveal how they do food advertising. And like for a pizza, they put glue in between the slices and nail down the rest of the pizza. So when they lift it out, you get that perfect lift.
Yes.
They don't use real ladies either. Oh no. That's terrible, Muriel. I don't know how much of this coming off of this thing is flux and how much of this is grot that's just coming out of the connector now.
Are you making a mess?
Well, I refuse to answer that question.
I was very confused by Si's comment of just ice cream is mashed potato. I was just
is
like,
it actually?
What? Oh, you mean in the adverts?
Yeah.
In the adverts.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. They deceive you, man. They deceive you. Where's my kitchen roll?
Oh. Linus is two children taped together. Surely forcing a child to wear socks and sandals is child abuse, though.
You know, Linus Sebastian is good for poking fun at. However, whenever I poke fun at him, I feel like it's always worth noting that he has got the best hustle on YouTube. You know, like the Linus Media Group is a fantastic business, and whether you like their content or not, you've got to admire the empire that he's built.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that's always worth mentioning.
Also, just the fact of having just the number of like editors who are very passionate about it as well for all of the different platforms. Oh, excuse me. For all of the platforms, and just kind of being able to effectively rehash the content they're already making for YouTube for other platforms.
They had a bash at YouTube Shorts this week on Short Circuit, which didn't go very well in my opinion. It was.
They also did a couple of YouTube Shorts for Tech Links after the last Apple event.
I'm not subscribed to TechLinked. Yeah, I feel like Shorts might work better for TechLinked actually than Short Circuit. I should probably watch one of them and see how well it worked. Because, yeah, for Short Circuit, they were reviewing this Nintendo Switch dock, and it was a minute long, which presumably is as long as a short can be. And even then, it was just... They had Riley doing it, and he was going at a rate of knots. And it was just a matter of, like, there was not enough information for any kind of review. Yet there was too much in too short space of time, and it was like sort of nice try but no kind of thing.
Yeah,
Shorts are for TikTok. Shorts are YouTube's answer to TikTok. I'm gonna start.
No, it was a case of are the shorts made for TikTok?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Put on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, you might be right there because Linus has said in the past that he wants to break into TikTok.
Yes,
which makes
is
sense.
What Madison is doing.
Yeah. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Although, does TikTok have any kind of monetization system, or is it just depend? Oh, okay, yeah.
As far as I can tell, you get stupid amounts of money from it as well.
Oh, really? Huh. Maybe I should care about TikTok then, because you know, like I'm on Instagram now, and there have been some people that have said, "Oh, have you tried doing YouTube Shorts?" And I'm like, I could do that. Could just be not really repair videos per se, but just me looking over something. I don't know. I don't think I've got enough. I don't think I could make the content without having to do specific cuts for it. I'd need someone to do the edits for me, because like I'd have to do specific editing for those videos, and I'm like, I've got too much to do as it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still want to say that I don't care about TikTok, but I feel like it's I feel like it's a dumb thing to say. I don't care about this platform that is currently extremely relevant and successful.
It does seem like TikTok is an excellent discovery platform.
Yes, that makes sense.
TikTok seems to get very the For You page on it seems to very much just vomit different creators' content at you and doesn't show you people you're following. But it shows you content that's similar to people who you're following and other content that you've watched.
Yeah.
And then you look at you're following to see stuff from the people you're following. But
I've forgotten which way around these wires go. Was it black at the top?
If it's the same as the other one, yes.
Yes, it will be, yeah. We're going with that. All right. I'm I'm not showing anyone what I'm doing here, but whatever. I'm just soldering these heckin' beepers back on. Go.
Yeah. It's an interesting platform, TikTok. They've recently added different length videos, because you can now do 15 seconds, 60 seconds, and I think you can do 3-minute videos.
3 minutes? Oh, that's interesting.
I think so.
3 minutes is long enough for, content.
It's surprising, certainly on TikTok, a case of, I believe you're using different fronts and backs there.
That's a back. Where's the other? I refuse to answer that question on account that, yes. Look, I wanted to go for a contrast look. We're going for, we're mixing. I'm doing a contrast look here. Also, shut up.
Sure thing. Yeah. Just a case of on TikTok, it's very good. The people who are good at it, who get the 50-second sort of restriction on content, very good. Like, as we know of Hank Green from lots of stuff before the internet 2.0, he answers lots of questions that people have in that 60 seconds, and it's a very good answer given it's 60 seconds sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's very much a case of, it's eminently possible to put across a lot of information in 60 seconds. You just need to kind of be good at putting information across quickly.
It depends on what content you're providing as well, doesn't it? And I think it's just what audience you're trying to hit, because,
yeah, absolutely.
Like in the short circuit YouTube short, a lot of people in the comments were just making comments about vertical video. And I'm like, if you're complaining about vertical video on a YouTube short, then you don't understand what a YouTube short is. So that's a matter of just completely not understanding the format that they were actually going for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a reasonable smattering of cybersecurity people I came across on the TikToks, was introduced to on there.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's a case of, if you can kind of explain a singular concept inside cybersecurity in 59 seconds.
Yeah. That's a cool idea, because that's something...
actually know your topic.
Yeah. And that's a good sort of today I learned kind of content, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was a case of, it was like someone explaining why you literally can't have a ping of 1 and things like that. Just because speed of light says no.
Yeah.
But just stuff like that. And it's just very interesting that they managed to do that. Yeah, and it explains something as possibly in depth as understanding latency and all of that in what I'll call 59 seconds, a minute.
Interesting. Yeah. I think there's...
So it's eminently possible to have actual proper content with actual educational stuff in it. It doesn't just have to be dances and memes and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think there's value in that.
It just depends on who and what you follow.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same with every platform and so on. For people who kind of say, oh, this platform's just filled with mindless trash, where it's probably a case of that's what you're watching on there. So that's what you're going to get recommended.
Absolutely.
So it possibly says more about you than the platform.
Nope, I think it's still kill. I think we're going to have to run around and just touch up those solder joins again.
You had the batteries the other way up the other time you did it.
Well, they're definitely supposed to be negative down.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just try. This is a mixed cell. That's just another rando that I had on the counter. I'll just try some brand new ones just in case. Why do I bother messing around with this? I'm just practicing. I'm just messing around. That's the thing. Just messing around while we're chatting, basically. So yeah. However, I think it was Sai just said earlier on that the future of my well, from a revenue perspective, the future of my content is merch, and I kind of agree with that statement there.
Yeah, absolutely. And also
I'm still
having someone who's good at sales.
Yes. I can be good at sales, but I need to care about sales again. Because one of the reasons why I'm not very good at sales is because I'm always stuck halfway between wanting to do sales and not wanting to do sales. You know, just because there are certain times where I'm just like, yes, it makes sense for me to sell new laptops. And there are other times where someone walks in and the customer is rubbing me the wrong way and they're like, oh, do you sell laptops? I'm like, no. Because I'm like, not because I can't get one, it's just I don't want to have a conversation about a new laptop with you, you know. But this would also be a lot easier if I actually kept stuff in stock, which again is a plan for this year, is to actually have a laptop or two in stock all the time.
I guess, but the problem with that is the fact that now you have to sell it.
Yeah. But then there are certain laptops which you'll always be able to sell. Like the basic £400 Dell, you know, so it's got a not awful CPU, I'm putting that in upside down, a not awful CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 256 gig SSD. You know, that's the kind of laptop that will always sell within the next couple of years. So it doesn't matter if it's sitting on my shelf for a year. Next year, it'll still be a relevant laptop. So just to catch up on this thing, the chip is ever so slightly wonky, but I'm fairly certain it's that there's no actual short circuits here. But I'm just going to go around and just reflow all the joins. Although actually this side looks super wonky. It might actually just be too wonky. However, if I reflow the chip with a load of flux, it might settle. So
yeah.
So yeah.
It's just, I guess, a question of it seems slightly more risky when obviously it's a case of you can have next day delivery from a lot of places.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's about having a display model.
Keeping it in stock and thing sort of tied up.
And
then a case of just being able to go, well, yeah, I can have you one for tomorrow afternoon. When you don't have to tie up any money.
Well, that much being said, though, I could have a display model that's just the correct chassis and then say, yeah, this one's just a display model and doesn't have the right spec in it. However, I can have you one just like this by tomorrow that will have the correct spec, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then also, yeah, it's... I don't know, man. Also, just you can't always get stuff next day as well. Dell are fickle, and sometimes their stuff is available on next day, and sometimes it isn't. There's not enough solder on this side, I reckons.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Warranty gone if you keep it on the shelf for a year.
Yeah, basically. You've got only half of it left.
Dell will extend the warranty if you can prove that if you can provide proof of the date of sale. That might just apply. That might only apply if you have a Dell business account, though. But then, obviously, if you're buying laptops to resell, you should get a business account for that exact reason.
I guess, yeah. I mean, sure, right now, obviously, you're not able to do next day in some, but I wasn't specifically thinking of right now.
Yeah, long term.
Foot flow into the shop. which
Yeah.
obviously we're still kind of at a stage of discouraging from people.
There we go. Just going around these sides one by one again, because I seem to be brain dead when I was putting this on earlier on and forgetting which side I was up to soldering. So I'm just going to go around them all again and just make sure they're all on. And if it's dead, then it's dead, and who cares? I'll be a little bit sad if we can't at least fix this one back, because then I would literally have killed it, which isn't the end of the world. It's a £10 VMU, but
Yeah.
more of a case of like, yeah, that will be... If this doesn't work after I've fixed it, then it will very much be an ultimate fail. And that will make me a little bit sad. I mean, I won't lose sleep over it, but it'll be a case of, oh, I'm sad about that, you know. I would like that to have worked.
Oh, indeed. But yeah.
Okay, right, we've definitely touched up all those pins now.
It's also a case of kind of the service that you're selling isn't specifically the laptop. It's finding the right laptop and also setting it up.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yeah, Sean Mansell says, if you can repair something and give 90 days warranty, surely that's better as less money held. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm generally more interested in repair anyway. But for that exact reason, because, yeah, you know, repair makes more money in less time with less hassle, really.
It's also just a case, though, of those repairs where the stuff can't be repaired or is uneconomical to repair. It's worth but upselling that failed repair.
Yes, that's a very good point. If when the laptop is when the laptop is unfixable, you say we can't fix this one. However, we do have this Dell in stock. It's a modern equivalent of what you got. It costs this much, and you could take that away today if you wanted.
Yeah, and we'll put the data we're able to recover on there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that would definitely be a good way to work from.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if it makes sense, you know, it's
Powermax.
You know, it's just a case of turning that failed repair where you wouldn't get anything. At least it's a sale transaction where you have resolved the pain of now being without the device.
I'm going to solder a beeper onto that because the display did a thing. It twitched. So it might be, we might have something.
Yeah. So, it's also a case of kind of what the, also the other sort of just the service that you're adding on with it. Again, is a case of, you know, the setup and so on.
Yeah, and
that's your value. That's your value add.
Yeah, and there is a lot of value in the setup because there is a huge amount of value in buying someone a laptop, taking it out the box, erasing it, reinstalling Windows, and then selling it to them. That legitimately gives them a better product.
Yeah. Also a case of possibly buying the cheaper model of laptop with a hard drive in and chucking an SSD in it.
Oh, so close. It beeped, but we've got no display. Okay, that's probably just the zebra strips not on there. That is probably clean the PCB story. So actually, Stephen G's got me there. However, it beeped, which means I think we're on for a winner. The beep was what I was after.
Yeah, so it's kind of half and half.
Windows 10 21H1 is due on Tuesday. Really? How long has 20H2 been out? Has that been out for 6 months?
Yeah, I'm running the apparently the Windows Home version of 21H1 at the moment.
Huh. Fair enough. Well, it gives me something to do on some of the service jobs. Although, to be honest, I mean, pretty much every service I do, no one is ever running the latest version of Windows anyway. I've still got a lot of people that are just running 1909. A lot of people just did not get the auto update to. A lot of people just didn't get the auto update to 2004.
2101.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 20H1.
Yeah. Do-do. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Brush, brush, brush.
Brushy, brushy.
Right, make sure those zebra stripe contacts are clean. Because I
Yeah.
think we had a working VMU just then, but the zebra stripes weren't good. I think this is probably the worst part of late 90s electronics and early noughties electronics is just zebra stripes. These days, I don't think anything uses zebra stripes anymore. I think everyone always uses just mylar ribbons into ZIF connectors. Because zebra stripes were always an early point of failure in LCD systems.
Also ZIFs. Just the general, like, locking ZIFs and stuff.
Yeah.
Those little ribbons, because they don't seem to see any issues on that.
No, I don't think I've ever seen ZIFs fail from just, over time fatigue. I'm sure there's someone out there who has, but certainly compared to the failure rate of zebra stripes, or probably hotbar as well. I think hotbar is just a poor man's solution. Right. I'm going to heckin' remove the beeper from one of these backs. Which is the one where I half removed it? Oh, that's on the working one. Just so I can put a back cover on and test without having to bloody solder on the wires every time. No, let's go no guts, no glory. Let's stick this on.
All in.
Yeah. Is it worth upgrading to Pro? Depends if you need any of the features that are in Pro, basically. There's lots of people that turn up their nose at Windows 10 Home. However, I would wager that 99% of those people aren't using any of the Pro features.
The only two Pro features I can think of that I use is Hyper-V and Remote Desktop.
Yeah, I think remote...
And then by extension with Hyper-V, you don't get the per app sandboxing thing. But that's not a massive loss specifically.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just want that pimp value of it saying Pro instead of Home. Right. Pound max, pound max. Oh my god, it's dead again. Hang on a minute. I haven't put the screws in, so... We had a beep, and now we don't have a beep.
Yeah, I certainly used to buy the Pro versions.
BitLocker as well. BitLocker is yeah, I think BitLocker is possibly a valid reason. Although
is BitLocker Pro only?
Sort of. You can get home devices with BitLocker pre-activated on them. I've seen it, but you don't get the utilities if you're on home. Right, hold up. It beeped. Wah! No! Still no display.
Oh no. Okay, that's fine. I have Windows 10 Pro on my Surface Book, and I thought it came with Windows 10 Home. That's why I was confused about BitLocker not being included. So I was running a different version of Windows to what I thought it was.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Pro came on it by default, given it was just a laptop I bought from the Microsoft Store. So yeah.
I am I am going to inspect this. However, I think the reason why it's not working is probably because the chip is not quite on straight. Oh, there's probably a bridge in there. Yeah. I'll show you where we've got the problem on this thing. So let's go for the super close-up inspection. The problem is to fix this properly, I think I've got to take the chip off and just start again. And like, I'm not doing that today. I might do that another time. But yeah, so you can see those guys all look good. These guys are not perfect, but good enough.
Yeah.
Those guys all look good. However, where I think our problem is these guys. Can you see where we're out by a fraction all the way down that row? If anything, that's where our problem's going to be. I think that row is our issue, and these are all display pins, as you can see. So I think that row is our problem. I'll whiz down that, I'll flux and resolder down that row one last time, and then I think I'm done. Reflow with flux, yeah. A reflow, yeah. Bridge on top, you reckon? Yeah, I'll go for the flux and reflow. Because that, if that goes well, the chip should float into position, which is ideally what you want. Whoops. Let's go for the flux and reflow. This is the last hurrah. This is the last hurrah.
Hurrah, hurrah.
Right. Time to make a heckin' mess of this chip again.
Oh no.
I know. I'm sad about it, but whatever. There were so many other things I could have done on this podcast today that would have been more fun than this. Whatever. This is experimentation. I'm experimenting.
Yes, certainly doing something.
Flux. Right. We're going to go no... trying to decide whether to go no nozzle. I don't know if going no nozzle was helping. I'll get a big nozzle. Where's my big angled nozzle? Going no nozzle at all I don't think was very helpful. I'll get a big old nozzle though. Ugh. Whew. Microsoft don't make money from Windows licenses. They make money from the ecosystem. That's Microsoft's game. Also, yeah. The nozzles I bought don't quite fit properly, so I have to tweak them. That's what you get with that's what you get with $10 AliExpress nozzle sets.
Good job, you did it.
Yeah. How on earth did I tweak the other one to work? Let's get a bit more vicious with it. Come on. Bit of GBH with some tweezers. She'll be right. Okay. No, she won't be right. Fine. I'll use my normal nozzle. I hate everything. Let's go. Actually, I'll go no nozzle.
Oh my God. Do you want to make up your mind?
Do you want to make a decision? Have you ever known me to have decision paralysis, Caradog?
Yes. Do you want to build a snowman?
Where are we? We are up to temperature. Right. I'm going to nudge the chip, and we're just going to wait for it to move. I'm just tapping the chip just so I can see it bounce. It is flowing. However, I need it to flow everywhere. Can you flow on that side as well? Oh, bloody hell, what was that? Did you see that?
You broke it, didn't you?
That must have been some. There must have been some solder or flux underneath it or something. Something just spluttered underneath the chip. I've never had that happen to me before, but then I've never actually worked on a chip this large. All right, let's try that. That's still moving. What are you doing there? Just let that cool. That splutter made me jump. I don't know what that was all about. I think that was just like, that must have been some flux that was under the chip or something that just suddenly, yeah, steam from the flux evaporation. Yeah.
Just sudden explosion.
Yeah, as I say, I haven't worked on a big, huge flat pack chip like this before, which is why this is such a journey for me. MOSFETs, stuff like that are all super easy. Right, I'm just going to tidy this corner because that's where that flux splutter just went. There we go. All right. Are we cool? We cool. Doobie-doo. Okay, do I need to clean those contacts again? Yeah, I do. Eh. I'm not going to go mad with cleaning up all the flux. I'm kind of, I've lost the will to live here. I just want to make it work at this point. And if it's got loads of flux residue on it, then I'm not super fussed. I think all the flux has probably gone through the board at this point. Yeah, that's fun. That's a problem for future me.
Oh, no.
Whoop. Right. I think the most annoying part about this is the amount of reassembly you need to do to get the batteries to sit properly. I probably should have tested with the bench power supply earlier on to establish if it was happy to run on a bench supply, because that would make it a lot easier to do test runs. Aren't you having fun? Yeah! Fun lasts, well, I said earlier on, if you're not having fun, then what's the point? There are limitations to that, and we are, once again, nearly 3 hours into the stream, and once again, I'm still fixing a goddamn VMU. The title of next week's stream is going to be No Potatoes. And we're just going to be like, no, we're not doing another VMU. We're done with the stupid VMUs. Because otherwise I'm going to start getting comments of people going, oh, stop with the stupid VMU stuff.
Or at the very least, stop breaking them.
Yeah. Oh, it's silent now. No, that chip's got to come off the board to do it properly. Oh, we were so close, man. We had a beep. We had a beep. Flux is conductive. No, it is not. That's one baked potato, probably. Next stream will be recorded with the potato. Yeah. Try that one more time. Yeah. No, the chip has got to come off again. The chip, I need to take the chip off and just start from scratch, which if I'd done an hour ago, might have worked. Instead of actually just trying to retouch it and reflow it, if I'd actually just said, no, take the chip off and solder it again from scratch, we might have had a win. However, enough is enough, because we are coming up to 2 3/4 hours. And I want to... Good practice for a Super I/O chip on a laptop motherboard. That's why I'm doing this, Mr. Guru. That's why I'm practicing on this, because, as I say, Super I/O chips are relevant. We all in properly. Yeah, the flux isn't going to be upsetting anything. But yeah, I think I need to just take that chip off and do it again. Put the chip the wrong way up. No! It didn't. We were really close because it beeped. But we just obviously had some display pins that weren't on. Because the beep means that the device, that it actually did start. Yeah, it looks good.
Dear. Is it turbo, Dad?
Yeah, it might be. It might be. It might be that I've just taken too many swings at this now. It might be that I've just taken too many attempts at it and just cooked the chip. Although, you know, these are old chips and these things are made of pig iron and all sorts of other stuff. So, and no, I'm not trying this again. You're trying this again. How hot can you get without damaging it? Well, don't forget, the chips are designed to be reflowed anyway. It's a matter of how long you have the heat on them from. But they will take a lot of punishment. More than people would expect. But the problem is it's really hard to tell when the chip is dead and when it's just not on properly. Oops, knocking the camera.
Gosh.
Come on. Almost. Almost. What's holding me up? The lack of tweezers is absolutely destroying my brain.
God.
There we go. All right, what's going on under the chip? Yeah, there's nothing under the chip. I will blow it one last time. I won't be adding VMU data recovery to the list of servers. No.
Is it final time?
Final time? Yeah. Oh, $2 Canadian for I'm on Tech for the trouble for entertainment. If this is entertaining, then I'm glad. I have definitely gone too far with this again. And Kimbo was in here earlier on saying, you're doing it again. And she was absolutely right. At the start of this video, I literally said, I regretted last week. And I'm doing exactly the same thing again. You know what they say about the definition of insanity? Except the original one, not that dude from Far Cry.
What dude from Far Cry about what?
There's a scene from Far Cry something where you wake up and one of the edgy villainous dudes is just like, you know what the definition of insanity is? It's doing the same fucking thing over and over, expecting shit to change, bro. Something along those lines.
Oh.
That'll do. Right, which is the right chip? There it is. I put it down next to the dead potato and had to do a double take on which was the working potato.
Eventually.
Whoop. Wasn't it Einstein who said that? I think so, yeah. Also, hello, Kimbo. Graham! No, you! Oh, right. No, we're not hot airing this now. We're going to tack it down. This is legitimately the final attempt. And if we fail this time, I'm going to say, I don't care. And I'm going to go home and not care.
Of course. That's what you say now.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, you know, like, Mr. Guru is absolutely right. I do need to practice more. So if I fail on this one, I'll have to find something else to practice on. Okay, that is perfectly dead straight. That is as straight as a ruler. I think the other thing as well is just like, imagine if I put it on now and it works. How good will that be?
It'll also be a case of why did it take this long?
I can dream, Harold.
You're a chair, darling. Oh, dear. Oh, excuse me.
Am I boring you?
Yes.
Am I keeping you up?
Basically.
Next week, customer live repair on stream. No. This is literally why I don't do live repairs. Or one of the reasons, anyway. The build stream was good, because those are very straightforward. There's nothing that I can't really deal with in those. But as you can see, the problem is when you're sort of learning board repair, and I've always pointed out in my videos how I'm learning board repair. When you're learning it, there's a lot of this, basically. And there's a lot of this that I can cut down to 2 minutes of video saying, I've put the chip back on. It took me a couple of attempts, but I got it right in the end. Here's 10 seconds of soldering while I say this. I think I need more flux because I can't shift this hecking bridge. Yeah, flux. Just general repair, not board repair. Well, the problem with general repair is most repairs that I'm doing require parts. And that's why in a lot of my videos, we also jump to the part where I've already got the parts, you know. So, there we go. I'm making very certain that I've flowed every one of these joins now. Try hard mode, activate. We need a bit more flux on those sides. This heckin' syringe is bad. There we go. We put out the little sausage. What the flux is going on? You look like you were doing that moment then. Are you despairing at me or something else?
At you.
Oh.
Although, apparently some point this year, Noctua are planning on releasing a passive CPU cooler.
I'd be interested to see what that looks like.
Probably a big block of metal.
Yeah. Like, I hope it's something that you can that you'd actually want to use, because the problem is like, if it's a big, enormous block of metal, then you might as well use the NHD12, which is also a big block of metal, but also has a fan on it. Because like, you can run your fan at start-stop.
Yeah.
They need to do something interesting with it to make that a compelling product.
Also, just the fact of, for any other company, this wouldn't be a roadmap feature, but it's a roadmap feature for Noctua, releasing black versions of heatsink. Also, by the end of the year, apparently they're releasing white fans.
Yeah, I bet there's demand for that. A lot of people like their white builds.
Oh yeah, but just the fact of that's a roadmap feature.
Yeah. That's true, because that's something that should be very easy to do anyway.
Mm-hmm. So, interesting.
Caradoc is really struggling here. I value your presence, Caradoc. Flux. As always. You guys in the audience don't get to hear it, but after we finish, I'm always just like, thank you as always, Caradoc, for being here. I value your friendship. Just in case one day it gets round to like 3:45 and I'm like, are you ready for call? And you're just like, actually, no, I'm not ready, you know?
I am ill prepared for this. Let me fetch my Baileys.
Yeah. Someone earlier on, one of the super chats was just like, oh, here's some money for your favorite alcoholic brew. And I was going to go and get a cider when I did that. And I should have done that, because then at least I could use the excuse of being slightly tipsy while I do this. Right.
Oh my god, why?
What have you found now? Or are you still questioning me?
Oh, just the prices on graphics cards, man.
Oh, okay. Give us the lowdown. What have you seen? Is it a
MSI 3090 Gaming X Trio?
Okay. $2,000. No. 2,500.
In euros.
2,500 euros.
No.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Oh no. 3,000 euros.
Lower, luckily.
Okay, yeah, 2,700.
2,800.
2,800,
70.
Yeah.
Basically 2,900 euros. It's like, oh.
No. Was it before we started recording that you mentioned? Oh yeah, it was because I was getting coffee. Yeah, you were saying you had spotted a 6900 XT Red Devil for, what was that, $2,000?
The Liquid Devil.
Yeah, the Liquid Devil for $2,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Because that is like a special edition and everything, it'd be worth it. Because yeah, it's $2,000 on a graphics card, but you can say, I got it. I've got a Liquid Devil, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas that's just an MSI Gaming X Trio, man. It's their standard edition thing.
Yeah. Exactly. You know? It's not like it's a Hall of Fame or a Kingpin card.
Yeah. When am I going to install that 3-fan AIO? One day. One day. But soon. I want to get it fitted, because I keep seeing it. I want to get that video done. It's just busy because that is for my build. It's kind of low priority. Right, this chip is super straight, except for one pin that's slightly off kilter. Let's do a close up of that. Is that a problem? Do I need to do something about that?
Ugh. Oh, good lord.
Oh, it's fine.
It's got even more expensive.
That looks clean to me, man. That's way better.
I'm very confused as to where this product actually is. Because I'm being given delivery options from the Netherlands, but I'm being charged US postage.
Maybe it's a US seller and they're importing to Europe as their point of distribution.
Possibly. But it's like, yeah, the only Liquid Devil Ultimate on eBay, shipping to the UK at least, is 2,300.
Yeah. And it's just like, eventually you gotta say sort of, look, I know it's a special edition and it's nice and everything, but it's just a graphics card.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
And this time in 5 years it'll be obsolete, you know.
Oh, absolutely. But it's just a case of just like, damn.
Yeah. I think that's the worst part about this is just the costs involved, knowing that this is for something that will be obsolete in 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
But some people would consider it obsolete in 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, you can apparently buy the ASRock 6900 XT from Scan today for 2,200. So you don't even need to get eBay involved.
Scan seem to be doing pretty good with stock right now.
I'm pretty sure they're like the largest UK supplier.
Yeah. Scan seem to be doing a pretty good job of being both the little guy and the big guy at the same time. But at the same, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean that because, you know, they do provide really good service and they're a really good company. So it's like, you know, if they're getting the first bite of the apple on everything and stuff like that, then power to them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's put on this other one that's not been splattered with flux. Right. Black at the top or bottom? I keep forgetting because my mind is mush.
You've only done this 17 times.
Yeah. It was black at the bottom. I think I had this the wrong way around the last time when it wasn't working. And we didn't get a beep. I mean, the display wasn't on anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter, but...
Yeah. Black on the top.
Black on the top. All right. On the plus side... Oh my god, I hate everything. Where's my tweezers? On the plus side, we didn't actually look at this VMU before we started working on it. So we don't actually know what games are saved on this one, I don't think. Oh no, we did. This is the one that had Crazy Taxi and all that good stuff. No, that was the other one. So yeah,
we don't actually know what data you've destroyed.
Destroyed? How dare you, sir? This VMU...
Okay, rendered inaccessible.
I don't like your tone, Caradog.
Data that has now been ransomwared? By physical means?
It's not beeping, but that might just be because I'm not holding it straight. Wah! No, fuck this. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Where's the other one? I have our working VMU.
Out of the 3 that you had.
Nope. I'm done. Yeah. I tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm just going to triple check which way round the beepers went. However, we are literally done now. I'm not taking another swing at it. Black top, yeah. I think the chip is cooked at this point. I think I have cooked the chip because that soldering looks bang on to me. I think it just took me too many attempts to do it, and I've cooked the chip. That's what I'm going with. So yeah.
Don't undo the other one.
I just had a quick peek. I'm putting it back together again now. I'm putting all the screws in.
It will be confiscated.
Nope. I'm putting all the screws in. I'm putting the batteries in. I'm going to screw the battery cover down. Oh, well. All right.
Is it over?
Yes, it is over. You can go home.
What did it cost?
Everything. Yeah. Well, no, it cost a second VMU, which was £10.
It cost 2 VMUs to end up
one
with
of them was already
one
dead.
One.
One of them was already dead.
To end up with one working one when you bought 2 working ones.
Look, I had a dead VMU. I bought 2 additional VMUs and killed one of them. Now I have a dead one, a working one, and another dead one.
God. Nearly had something that worked.
Sir Luxalock says switch the chips.
No. Stop.
Banned from the channel.
Stop.
Oh well.
It's time to stop.
It is time to stop. It is time to stop. I've got our working one still, so whatever. It's a 2-tone one as well, so I don't care. I don't care. I went on an adventure and I had a good time.
But I'm glad someone did.
Yeah. Right.
Good. That's it. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Farewell. See you next week. Don't forget there's a video up every week. Join us in the Discord. Support this on Patreon if for some reason you're a masochist.
Thank you for the super chats and the channel members and for being here, everyone. We'll see you guys next time. Anything else to point out? Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Chill the Twitch.
Yep. I
Join the Patreon.
I won't be fixing these next week. I'm going to hit end stream now. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
End stream. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. Yes. Goodbye.